than later. He's not fit for this life.
Okay, so Dr.
Tamerwind,
Mussover, the Druids, anywhere else like immediately on the
Well, checking it. Well, the Mussover will be able to tell us hopefully about what's going on with the prince. And
totally.
The blooded,
But yeah, just if there's any other like big bullet points on the to-do list.
Yeah. Well, I think we had to get the healer and go back to his mom.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
then we also
number
talked
one.
about maybe trying to get them to like the noble.
Oh, to the Tamerwinds or
Yeah.
whatever. If the Tamerwinds will let them in.
Right.
Or to the Mussovers, maybe.
Yeah, that might be
And then
better.
the Mussovers, that's where we're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Chicks back there going, they'll never do any of this.
Break.
So,
Alright.
you all...
Yeah, who's on team? Are we all going to
Well,
go get the doctor?
The way I remember us leaving it, outside was the dragon, and you,
Me.
and you guys watched that thing float by.
Yep.
And then
You
were
all
you
just-
were in the house with
The
the
three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like leaving the house,
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
and you guys are all invisible. We're not anymore.
Right.
So, and we were like peeking out. I think we were peeking out through the windows to make sure the coast was clear.
You see nothing
Okay.
because it's invisible.
Right, and we don't see any.
I think I said that you see it leaving.
Yeah.
You see something like down at the end of the street moving away.
Yeah. So we waited. So there's this creature, evil monster, but it's leaving, and we want to wait until it seems like it's really gone, and then quietly open the door. Told my father, Bailey Courtwell, that we'll be back as soon as we can.
He says, "I thought my name was Barley, son."
Oh, Barley, yes. Thank you.
Different dialects, you know.
Yes, Dad. Yes. It's been a long day.
And your father says to you, "So you're going to see Serphine to get medicine for your mother?"
Yes, we have the lichen, Dad, and we just need her to prepare the medicine for Mother.
And the person who Daphne set his arm is in the back of the sitting room in the house and says, "Oh, thank you."
She's a little bit like, you're welcome.
So, are you all leaving, or is anyone staying here?
I'm
gonna
going
go.
with the party. Yeah, I'm not.
What? You don't want to just stay at the house and just
We can leave on Trance the house.
Trance is coming with us. We're dropping him off at Tamarind Compound.
Well, we're going to come back to the house first.
All right,
probably,
that's true.
unless we split the party. Yeah.
Yeah, you know if we leave fucking Trance to the house and then come back, he's gonna fucking be there.
Right. Yeah, we can. We can bully him into coming. That's fine.
He's staying within my line of sight.
Yeah, sure.
Should we drop him off first and then head to the doctor?
No, because I think that's gonna be a whole thing. They're not right. Like they're not gonna be like, come back later and we'll just chat. They're gonna be like, the fuck.
Yes,
right?
my family.
Yes.
It will take a few minutes.
We could just put a nutter on him and push him off the dragon.
Low and drop.
He knows Featherfall, right?
I think we should.
See,
Jasper feels some urgency about
this. Is going to be a conversation with my family. It's not
totally.
gonna be,
That's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
So we will take him with us, and but we will go to the doctor I think now.
Yes.
Are we going together?
Yes, absolutely. And Entrance's illusion magic could actually prove helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Jake.
John's like, "Oh yes,
Yes.
yes, cousin. Yeah, good." He's not French.
Oui.
Yes.
Yeah.
More.
Yes, cousin. I can help with illusions.
Yes. Yes, we will be in need of all hands, my friend. We're facing dark.
Antron says,
The darkest.
I am actually quite a powerful wizard. I'd be happy to help you all."
Excellent.
That's
Well,
fantastic.
Great.
whatever we may encounter in the 6 city blocks we're about to traverse.
Right.
Well, it's a bit more than that.
Yes.
I think we should take the dragon up.
Yes. That's true. And the streets are full of monsters. So yes, we will need all the powers we can get.
So, as you are standing in the street saying that, you hear a voice say, "Yeah, I'll take you. Tell me where."
Paul, thank you so much. Everyone, let's climb aboard. And,
Start feeling around for where the dragon is. Looking for the handles.
Yeah, the handles were like they weren't invisible, so you're able to find the
You
handles.
see handle.
Just handles floating there.
Not really. So yeah, you guys want to mount up and grab the dragon?
Yeah.
So Paul helps you figure out where the handles are and how to get on top of
Paul,
them.
you're the best.
And he's like, "All right, where are we going?"
Paul and Jasper like explains where first. Jasper, Paul, let's just fly up, and then I'll kind of guide you over to the healer's house.
Yeah. So you know that the healer is located in the Chop, in sort of a rundown apothecary, near everyone's favorite squab store.
Squab.
Oh yeah, you've never been to the. Your player has never been to the squab store. Your
Jasper.
character certainly has.
Yeah. What was the healer's name again? I'm sorry.
Surfing.
Surfine, yeah.
Thanks. All right. So Jasper does his best to try to guide Paul like up and over to the Chop. And
Yeah. So are all of you invisible too?
No.
We're only passed without a
A
trace.
couple of you were hiding when the monster went by, but you were invisible. So the dragon is invisible, and you guys are
And then, we're
Supermaning.
just passed without a trace.
through the sky.
Yoo-hoo.
So you go up over Jasper's middle class neighborhood and start entering the Chop. And as you fly, you see various variations on eyeball monsters on various streets. And none of them see you.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 3. None of them see you as you streak over the streets and you start to enter the Chop. And the Chop has, as you recall, has one of these craters in it. Yeah. And so you get a pretty close look at the gray and charred landscape as you pass one of these craters. It's a couple 100 feet wide, roughly circular, but rather jagged. It has, there are actually cracks in the ground around the crater that are glowing orange and red like there's magma in them. And a tower of flame shoots up from it. And you see the remains of people's houses and perhaps boots and remains of people scattered around this exploded crater. And so you have to get rather close to it as you curve around it and head to the north of the Chop where you know the apothecary is located. The smoke hangs in the air. Is a thick, sulfury smell as you pass by, and you don't see any people on the street, but you do see another monster as you shoot through the air over it, and this one notices you. It just starts to chase you on the ground, following the dragon in the air. You can see it's another one of those the same kind of thing with the white, maggoty white skin and these red-tipped tentacles, and it's looking up at you five, flying through the sky, and it's moving along down the street, watching you. So it's basically taking the dash action through the street and following under the dragon.
Is it as fast as the dragon?
I don't think it is. Let me check to be very specific. No. Looking pretty good for you. I will have the dragon do a roll. Oh, yeah, of course, I can just look right here. Duh. Yeah, the dragon is almost 3 times faster than this hovering creature whose red eye watches you, and it speeds through the street looking up at you 5, and it has to negotiate some rubble, and it negotiates the rubble, so it's watching you and it's following you, but it's much slower than the dragon. Do you tell the dragon to dash as well? To hurry up?
Should we tell Paul to breathe on it?
I was wondering, either we should evade it or Paul can attack it.
It's probably got a pretty good range with at least one of its stalks.
And it also has electricity.
So, what I would say, Paul, let's fly really high. Let's go way above the city and try to kind of disappear from view,
Get some cloud cover.
and maybe wait a while up there. I don't want to bring this creature to Surfine's house.
Yes.
You guys figure you have about 20 minutes left on your invisibility on this dragon after entering the city and flying all around it, looking at everything, and going to your parents' place. So Paul is like, yeah, cool, and just shoots up in the air.
Yeah.
And you guys are just shooting way up into the sky over the city, and you can see the whole regional map from up above. You see the woods that some of you were attacked by a bear in. You see the location of the children's camp where it was. You see the swamp that you went to. You see the very blurry off to the north is the Mussover's mansion where people were getting whipped way back when. And
Remember.
and you feel your stomachs churn.
Not everybody.
Yeah, some of us around.
Oh, from the ascent, not from the memory.
You feel your stomachs churn from the ascent, and Paul says, "How high do you want me to go?"
Oh, that seems good enough, Paul. Just wanted to get out of view of that creature. Maybe we can just circle around up here a little bit.
Okay, I do like getting high.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah, just tell me how high you want to get. You want
This
us
is
to go
good.
back down?
Well, we want to kind of go back down. Try to see if we can tell if the creature stopped following us. Maybe slowly, kind of gently.
Ah, good thing you said that. Yeah, so he slowly, gently plummets back down to near where you were, just above it a little bit, and the creature doesn't seem to be visible from where you are right now.
Okay. Why don't we head over to where we were gonna go, Paul? Kind of guide him over to Surfine's house. Surfine's apothecary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you head north, and you make it to the neighborhood that you know the apothecary is in, and you start smelling delicious squab as you're getting closer. But it looks like the squab stand is closed. However, preserved in pristine condition, not a ruin as many of the other places are around here. If you were to roll a 20 on an insight check, you would decide that it was just a stroke of luck and not some kind of red herring thing.
Tinfoil.
So you
It's the squad purveyor that caused all this.
Done.
you will have to try. You'll have to bring the party. You seeing that it's in good shape. You think to yourself, I need to bring the party here in the future if we save the city to eat this squab. You might even mention it to them because it's so good.
Hey everyone, when we're successful and we've defeated all the monsters, I gotta bring you to this place. The squab is fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
Love it.
I'll take your word
Yeah,
for
that
it.
sounds quite good.
Yeah.
So so you get to the neighborhood that the apothecary is in, and everything is so messed up and burning, and ashes drizzling down from the sky, and so many of the buildings are smushed that it's hard to actually figure out quite where you're supposed to go. The air is thick with smoke. There's fire burning, and there's rubble and such around, so it's kind of hard to tell. So someone can do a survival check or something else like that if you like.
Presuming Jasper knows the area.
I will guide you.
That would be great.
I can help you with survival.
Alright. Guidance and help.
Guidance and help.
Teamwork.
16. Oh, wait, what is this again?
Survival.
Nature? Survival? 16, 18.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, you are on the street. The dragon lands. The dragon has about 10 minutes left on their visibility, and you land on this street, and it's hard to see. Some of the buildings are still actively burning. You see the tower of flame coming out of the crater in the distance behind you to the south. So you can make your way down this street and try to go up to where you realize the door would be.
Okay. So question, if I were to, question for the DM outside of the game. Like Jasper's keeping track of the time, and his inclination would be to cast a new round of invisibility. And that would, I guess, break the concentration. I just don't know how the mechanics work.
It just restarts it.
It just restarts it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like signing a new contract 3 months before the previous one expired.
Interesting. Thank you. So Jasper's going to do that.
Well, hopefully we'll just be able to get in and out. But
Yeah.
So you're doing that now, and you're so
Rather
that.
than like milk out the last
Okay.
minutes.
So starting
I mean,
that.
because I think it's like 5 minutes. So Jasper will explain to Paul, hey Paul, I'm gonna do something to keep you hidden from everyone longer, and cast invisibility.
Mhm.
And then we
And
got-
Paul's like, yeah, cool. I've never been able to not see my own claws. This is great. And he's like, you want me to just wait here? What do you want me to do?
Is the like how long of the path ahead of us? It sounded like it was all crumbly and like the trains all.
there's smoke rising, there's buildings on fire, but there's a bit of open space at an intersection that he's landed at, and you guys can walk north into this small street with a dusty ground, and the building's falling apart, and go to the place where the door should be amid that.
Okay, and is that street like wide enough that Paul could make his way and also hide if he had to, if a creature started coming down, or is he gonna like take up the whole street basically?
He's got to kind of stay in the intersection. It's a small
Okay.
street. If you think about like a Middle Eastern country or a European country, those little streets, and it's
Is there a roundabout?
that's why he can fit.
And everyone knows how to use it. It's so great.
Side note, they put a roundabout in our neighborhood, which like, I have no idea why. It's really random and weird. And it's not like on the busy streets, it's on like the side streets.
People have been posting on the Altadena group complaining about roundabouts.
I love them.
I do too.
But it was
People
random.
are using them right.
Yeah.
Like they're great, but
So Jasper will tell Paul that, Paul, maybe
Paul's like, have you ever thought about roundabouts?
yeah.
I could make one for like carriages and horses. We could put one right here now that everything's all ruined. There's enough space.
It's a great idea. You could
People wouldn't have to stop their carriages when they run into other ones.
You could
Just
advise-
go in a circle.
This is great. You should be a civil engineer, Paul, among other things. I think you could advise the city.
I'll put a roundabout in my temple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul, I think maybe we'll try to be quick, but do you want to wait here? But maybe just try to, I don't know, not let those monsters bump into you or anything if they come around.
He's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll stay out of the way.
Yeah.
But if one of them looks at me funny, probably have to kill it.
You just do what you have to do, Paul. Thanks. We'll be back quickly.
Yeah, if you need help, call for help.
I mean, we could.
Although,
We could.
maybe Boletas wouldn't want me to.
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
question.
And they look at Haslam. What do you think? Would Boletas want me to kill eyeball monsters?
Only in self-defense, probably.
You don't have any more of those spores, do you?
I don't. That's why we gotta make that temple, man.
Yeah, let's get out of here and make a temple.
we gotta save his we gotta save some lives.
All right.
All right. So, does everyone want to come with me, or does anyone want to sit with Paul?
I'll chill outside with Paul.
I'll come with you.
I will come with you.
You want to hang with your boyfriend, Dragon?
I'd stay with Paul, but if you run into shit, I might need to come
Yeah,
with
we
you
can
too.
message or send.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Una, you feel
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my danger sense going.
you feel an invisible nose nuzzling you.
I could go inside.
Hey, just be discreet and keep it down, you guys.
Yeah. Just don't make it too loud, you know?
I just want to make sure you guys are safe too.
Thank you.
Hans is looking at this, sees his clothes rustling, and says, "Fascinating."
Untrance is like.
Entranche is like, I think I'll stay here and try to hide behind something.
Really?
Do you want me to go with you
I think you should.
down that burning street?
I think it's safer. I think it's safer for you to come with it. Well, actually, it's up to you because the dragon is probably the
I can keep an eye
best.
on it.
Yes, and Una certainly is capable of protector. Una, are you all right spending the necessary time with my cousin?
Sure.
All right, fair enough.
So Entranche is going to stay behind with you two?
I'm gonna go outside now.
Alright. You're staying behind.
Yeah, I'll stay.
So Entrance is just going to cockblock. He's just specifically cockblocking.
Yeah.
How do you?
I feel like this is probably not his first rodeo.
Yeah, in the cockblocking Olympics.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just for character reasons, I want you guys to understand that Una's totally not thinking about making out right now.
Sure.
She's literally in the middle of a burning hellscape covered with monsters.
But hark! I will scan the skies to see if this is a friendly face.
You see your raven.
Oh, you made it! This is so wonderful.
Your raven
If it's
flies down amid the smoke and
oh,
stands in front of you.
oh,
Hops happily.
you're so mon petit. Hello.
I remember that bird.
He looks at you, cocks his head.
I'm going to take
Nah,
a
he's
nice
alright.
little
Yeah.
piece of bread and toss it to him.
He eats it, but then he looks at you. He still looks at you quizzically. He seems to have intuited your suspicions about him.
No, not suspicions. It's just the bird is mysterious to me, that's all. Mysterious bird. Mysterious
Yes.
bird.
Do you say anything to him?
Yes, I say, hello, mysterious bird. We meet again.
And he hops up and down more regally and dignifiedly towards you, and then he looks back to Daphne and is all happy
Yeah.
to see her bouncing.
Yeah, he's alright.
Do you, he looks at you like he's seeking your guidance.
Yeah. Let's see. But it is so dangerous. I do not want to send him ahead. Do we know exactly where the apothecary is, or do you just know generally?
Well, I think we know exactly where it is,
Okay,
but we don't
do.
know if it's still. It's like everything. We don't know if it'll be there, basically, but we know
Right.
where we're going. That's my understanding.
He just got back. I don't want to send him. I think he can hop on my shoulder, and if it looks sketchy, I can ask him to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, the raven hops up on your shoulder, and he seems pretty happy about it. And he looks around at you all and takes in the differences and similarities in you all since he saw you last. He nods his head sagely.
Yes, it's quite a journey. Yes, I will catch you up later. Shall we away?
Hey, Daphne, who's your friend?
Right,
Paul,
distant cousins probably.
Paul says, "Is that food?"
No, it is not food, Paul. This is a friend.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So you guys head down the street?
Yeah.
As you head down the street, Paul says, "Hey, I'm glad we got some time alone."
As Entrance's legs go through.
Entrance like takes a little 6 or 8 foot walk, sort of picking up the vibe. Actually, I'll roll to see if he picks it up.
With disadvantage.
Okay, fine. Yeah, no, he gets it. He sees what's going on, and he takes a little walk. Maybe Entrance is cooler than you thought. He takes a little walk, and Paul says to you, Una, yeah, I've been thinking about you. You're pretty cool.
You're cool too, Paul. I hope we live through this. This town got really messed up since the last time we were here.
Oh yeah, it does look pretty rough. What was it like before?
Well, it was kind of a rough place, you know. They did this they did this dueling thing and people were kind of dumb, but it was just normal people dumb, not like monsters shooting out of the earth dumb. So this is a little more disturbing.
Yeah, I like normal people dumb. Cool.
Yeah. I think that the self-defense may come into it, so Boletus and all, you know, we might have to fight some monsters.
Well, I got your back. Have you ever thought about living in a temple?
No, I haven't thought about it, but mostly I just lived on boats, and then I've been just wandering around since then, so it doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, I mostly just lived in caves. Cool. So we'll cut back to the rest of the party. Who's walking down the street, and it's a tight, small street, and there's wood that's crackling with embers, and you find your way to this little shop, and the sign with the mortar and pestle is actually on the ground instead of up where it should be, and there are some broken windows on the second floor of this building, but it is there. It's let's say 65%. It's not ruined and gone.
Are there Jasper this time sees if he can see any traps set up by the door or any?
Yeah, roll perception.
Natural 20.
No.
No traps.
But are there really? So, Jasper goes, and there's no monsters around right in the immediate vicinity that we can see.
You don't see any
Okay, it's Jasper.
with your 20 perception that you just rolled.
Okay.
Looking around and looking at the door. You don't see any traps, you don't see any monsters coming
Okay.
right now.
Jasper goes up and not too loudly, but enough to make noise, like knocks on the door.
Okay. I just rolled 2 3s in a row. Wow. That's a 1 in 400 chance. Yeah, nothing happens.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna try the doorknob to see if it's unlocked.
It's locked.
Okay. It's gonna remind me with
I could try to
messaging.
send. I mean, I could spend a slot to message
Well, can I message
or to send.
in?
If you want to use the cantrip message,
Yeah. Do I have to?
you have to be like, it's me, it's me. Try to find the spot where the person is
Maybe
if they're
we should
within
use
range.
Maybe we should use sending.
Sure.
If you don't mind, sorry.
Or you guys can just unlock the door.
Or you can say, hey.
Yeah, but she's gonna freak out. So what do you think?
Well,
I wanna.
I mean,
it's cheaper to do hold person than send it.
it's also these zombie things are probably not, or not zombies, but eyeball tentacle things are probably not like trying to unlock doors.
Yeah, but okay. Well, Jasper first is gonna try like sending once in the general, or messaging once in the general direction. Surfine, it's Jasper Corkwell.
It's,
Susanna and Barley's
That
son.
sounds real suspicious.
Yeah.
It's
Barley's son. And let's see.
Roll Arcana to see if you happen to point in the right direction.
13.
Nah.
Okay, no response.
No response.
You said the windows were broken?
There's a couple broken windows on the second floor.
On the
So
second
imagine
floor.
kind of like a Old West building that's like clapboard with a second floor that has 2 windows and a little bit of a porch. And there's a door, and there used to be a wooden sign hanging with a mortar and pestle that has now fallen on the ground. And it's in this tight alleyway of wooden structures that are burning and falling.
So where the second floor is you said there's like a balcony or a.
There's there's like little balcony things in front of the windows.
Okay, so Jasper's gonna scurry up to the second floor.
Just climbing with no
Okay.
problem because you're a cat person.
I'm a cat person. Guys,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And looking through the broken windows and kind of go, Surfine, it's me, it's Jasper.
You see a dirty, messy, dusty bedroom in there with clothing and such strewn about.
Okay.
And an unmade bed.
And there's another window over here. That I can
Mhm.
go, so go over there and do the same thing.
You see a bathroom,
Okay.
but
yeah.
medieval style.
And does it look? Are the windows like? Could I get through the windows, or are they just like cracked panes? I
You can
could.
get through.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go through the window.
Which one?
I guess to the bathroom.
All right, you go in the bathroom window.
Okay.
There is like a wooden chair with a hole in it.
Does it look like it's been
Fancy.
used recently?
Is it still warm?
Huh.
You smell a little bit of poo-poo
Okay. That's
with
a
your
good
cat
sign.
nose.
That's a good sign.
There's a wooden
Jasper
chair with a hole in
scratches a
it.
little.
There's a really a really opaque mirror that barely functions as a mirror, like made out of polished metal. There's a wash basin that somebody would wash themselves in, and there's a door leading out of the room.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out the door, and is there a hallway or?
Yep, there's a little hallway
Yeah.
and a staircase leading down, and you hear some bangs and clangs coming from downstairs.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk down the stairs, and I'm gonna call ahead of me, Surfine, it's me, Jasper Cordwell.
Yeah, you don't hear anything, but if you get to the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
you see on your left there's a little hallway that all the banging and clanging is coming from, and on your right is what looks like an apothecary shop. There's, jars on shelves and things like that you can see from where you're standing.
And
Can I
that
see where
right is where we would be, behind the door, the locked door.
Yeah. You've been here before, and you recognize that what you're looking at is the front room is a shop, and the back room is like a workroom or a workshop that you don't necessarily go into very often.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the front door and unlock it. Can I unlock it from the inside? Okay. And let my friends in.
All right, yeah, you open the door and you all are out in the street and you see an apothecary shop behind him.
Cool.
Come in, quick.
All right, let's loot this place.
It's
So we check every routing basket.
every riding basket for every riding carrot.
The last one.
Oh, no, it's
I have
me.
to scroll. So I close the door, and then I think maybe she's in the back. Somebody's working back there.
Oh, okay. Let's check it out.
Okay, you don't want to collect a bunch of dirty carrots and stuff. In the shop room, you see a bunch of wooden shelves. What?
Jasper is wearing underwear though. I just want everyone to know.
Good.
Yeah.
No rotting carrots. So you see a bunch of wooden shelves with ceramic jars on them. There's a lot of dust, and there are a few different glass bottles filled with various powders, and you see a glass jar with a bunch of big leaves in it, and a little counter where people would purchase things at. And you can head back behind the counter. As you all, minus Una, step into the room, you also hear clanging sounds. You also hear a hissing sound from the back room, like a from the back room, and you even see a bit of red light that flashes, and you see it shining into the shop from the back.
I'll head over there.
Seems great.
She's working. Let's we all head to the back.
Okay, well you go in there and think Christopher Lloyd as a woman. You come up behind someone who's got
Is that
little
the Back to the Future guy?
Doc
Okay.
Brown
Yeah.
as a woman.
Yeah.
And you come up behind someone who's got little goggles on, and she's leaning over something. She's small. She's got shocks of white hair up, and there are flames in front of her, and she's got a little hammer, and she's banging on something. And there are all sorts of little contraptions, as well as little jars and accoutrement in this room. And you can see that she's working, and she's completely engrossed in what she's doing. She's got her back to you.
Jasper will clear his throat kind of loudly.
And she doesn't notice.
Okay. So then he just says, Surfine! Surfine!
And she's you hear her muttering to herself as she says, "If I can just add a little bit more of this root, yes, that's what I need, yes." She doesn't seem to hear you.
Surfine, it's me, Jasper, and I've brought some friends. We just need a moment.
Ah!
Aha!
Throws something at her, and, like a little sort of test tube kind of thing flies out of
Jasper
her
tries
hand.
to catch it.
Okay, roll athletics or acrobatics. Or sleight of hand. He's like, oh!
25.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, you snatch this little beaker thing out of the
Peter
air.
Parker.
And she
Right.
says, "Oh my! Oh, I'm so glad you caught that.
And I hand it back to her.
Ah, yes, I had to go look for this up in the northeast by the tower. They don't find these mushrooms very often. Oh my! Oh my!" And she looks at all of you. And says, "Oh, Jasper, you have some interesting. What's going on?
Good
You have some-
morrow.
You surprised me.
Surfine, we knocked at the door. You wouldn't answer.
I'm working.
Yes. Listen. What has happened to the city? What is going on?
Well, I'm sure you can see. There's
Yes.
monsters in the streets. Everything's on fire.
Yes. And what are you working on? Is it something to help defend?
Yes. I've got to heal as many people as possible.
Yes.
Obviously.
Well, this is why we came, Surfing. We took your advice, and we went to the, we went all the way to Parvus.
Swamposaurus? Swamp was something. Swamp. A swamp.
No, it was a forest, right?
A forest, yeah. Of course.
We went all the way to Parvus, and we gathered the lichen that you told us to collect to help my mother, and we brought it back. And
Oh,
we
yes,
we
very
just
good.
came back.
You realize some of these creatures, they have a poison which cannot be cured, and they're poisoning people.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to solve this.
Yes.
Trying to cure it.
Yes.
Could I perhaps take a look?
Well, you'd need to find some of the poisoned people. They're currently at their homes. They're not here. I'm going to try to make something and bring it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
Je m'appelle Daphne. I tend to work with the animals. Maybe we have some patients in common. I don't know, but
Oh, you work with animals.
often, yes.
Wonderful, a wonderful trade.
Yes. But I have a professional interest, so shall we say, in poisons and antidotes, and a bit of a speciality. So maybe I can help with this.
Yes. Have you ever heard of mimic poke?
Heard of Murmur Poke?
You can roll history.
Yeah. Well, that's not too bad for her. Do I have a modifier to that? Probably not. Nope, 16.
Yeah, you've heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yes, Mimic Poke.
You know that it comes from sort of humid tropical climates,
Mm-hmm.
and it's relatively rare. And so yeah, she says, "Have you ever heard of it?"
Yes, I am familiar.
Yes. I think if I combine mimic poke with oozmadil, that we'll be able to perhaps turn back this poison.
Brilliant.
Yes. Have you worked with this before?
Can I say yes? Yes.
Oh, great.
Well, I know the theory. I think I'm confident in my my ability to see it through.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out the right ratio of ingredients.
Yes.
I'm sure you've heard of cold juniper and demon shadbush. They're very common. Everyone has them.
Yes.
If I combine them with these two in the right ratio, I think I can solve it.
Yes, marvelous.
Yes. Have you ever worked with these ingredients?
Have I?
I'm sorry, my work is too important. I must go back to it.
Oh, have you roll history or nature? You can roll nature and you can roll medicine.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, you've heard of the common ones.
Really 20 something.
And you've heard of mimic poke. You haven't necessarily done anything with these ingredients per se, but you know about the plants that they come from. You had 20 medicine?
Yeah, 21.
Okay. So you might know.
So, could I offer, if it would help expedite, maybe I could take over for a little bit if you can go take care of Jasper's mother. If you can pull yourself away.
Oh, well, she just needs to take pills. I have these little capsules, you see, and we'll process the fungus and put it in the capsules, and then she can swallow them.
Fantastic.
How do we...
You don't need me. You just give her the capsules.
do we need your help to process? I mean, these are big buckets of this lichen, and go the little capsules.
Oh, no, I can do that. It just take me a few minutes.
Right.
But can you help with this?
Yeah, I will help you, yes.
Oh, okay. Here, come over here. Look.
Alright, yeah.
And
Don't pull.
she pulls out like a couple big jars, a big jar of each of the common ingredients, the cold juniper and the demon shadbush, and then she has these little things, almost like when you look at like saffron fronds, how there's like a few of them in a jar, and she's like,
Okay, here's the mimic poke, and yes, the oozmadil, yes. And these are very expensive, so I'm trusting you here.
Yes, I will be careful.
All right. Don't waste the ingredients.
No.
and then she said,
Jasper, give me the lichen.
Yes, here it is.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Ah, I haven't seen this in person since almost ever.
We collected it from the Abali forest.
Yes.
Is that right?
Very
Yes.
difficult journey.
Yes.
Very well protected.
Yes, it only grows in one place.
Yes.
I've never been to it myself. I only see it dried.
I would recommend avoiding that place.
This is fresh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, it's great. This is gonna really help your mother.
Oh, it's such a relief.
Yes, and then she pulls out a jar with all of these little capsule-y things in them, and she's like,
Okay, I better put them in these capsules. They dissolve when she takes them.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to grind them up, and give me a moment. All right.
Sure.
and she goes over in the other corner of the room, and leaving you with the stuff.
Do I know what to do with it?
Well,
This will be medicine stuff, right? I'm gonna cast enhance ability on myself and do Owl's Wisdom.
oh shit!
Let's do hella medicine checks.
Do these things have extra abilities on this spell? Because I remember one of them gives the person extra THP.
I think strength is the only one that
Okay.
does that. For wisdom, it's just
There's disadvantage on wisdom.
yeah. I think for the ones that aren't physical, like charisma, intelligence, wisdom, they're just advantage.
Okay. So she goes over in the corner. You see her with a big mortar and pestle, grinding up the fungus, the lichen.
I'll try to help her to make it go faster.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
She says, "Oh, thank you. Yes, come."
And so you'll be helping her, but while you're helping her, we'll have you mess with this. So tell me about what it looks like when you start
Right. So
working on
I
this.
think it is like a montage out of Breaking Bad. She knows how to this is back in her element, and this is this sort of thing she was doing before she had to transition to the other stuff she was doing. So she picks it up and takes a little bit and knows what to do with this and looking for the right tools. And it seemed like Seraphine is someone who probably has really nice tools, so she's kind of admiring things as she's going, but you get the pipettes and you do the titration and blah blah blah. So she's doing science.
All right.
Jazz hands.
Wow.
Let's find out how this
Micro
is.
pipetter and everything. Huh?
Yeah.
Distillation machine.
I took chemistry when I was 15. It's fine. Okay, that is a 26.
Nice.
Wow.
Very good. Describe the success.
It is lyrical. It is almost like a dance. Like just, fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly, Daphne's gotta be messing with poisons and shit. So yeah, just the it's like second nature, muscle memory, knows where everything is. Probably kind of interesting to watch, but yeah, just super efficient too, and whatever needs to be done to do it, it's on its way.
I'm picturing one of the hipster craft cocktail bartenders.
Exactly. Yes, twirling the pipette to do the whatever. Yeah.
Like coating the rim with a pipette.
Exactly.
Okay, well, with that previous 21 and this 26, you successfully make this thing, and you are, you have strong confidence that this will work.
Great.
Before we go over there, what have you been up to? You just watching everything?
Hans is just observing these just fascinating. Herbalism, fascinating. Curing poisons without magic. Their craft. So unknown to me. I'm intrigued. Hans is intrigued.
And are you watching these two do what they do best?
Yeah,
And,
Jess was just trying to stay out of the way and is just really amazed at everything that's happening.
Perhaps we should hold
Awesome.
on to a vial or two of this cure, in case we're poisoned ourselves or in case we run into a poisoning victim.
Well, I think we could ask if she would let us have any, but
Yeah.
it sounds like these may all be accounted for too. I don't know. People,
Stephanie.
but yeah, Jasper's just amazed watching.
It's remarkable.
So we're gonna go back
Same
outside now to where Entrance is standing 8 or 10 feet away from Una and Paul. Una, do you have any choice words for Paul while you're waiting around?
Una has been telling Paul, because she was when we met, we talked and stuff, and we've done a lot of talking since then, but she feels like he should understand that like, she doesn't know how he's gonna feel if he sees her fight. So she's like, it actually, like, can get pretty aggressive. And I actually kind of really like fighting, and I'm really good at it. But, I just don't want you to be, like, I don't know, freaked out or put off if I gotta pull that out.
Don't worry, that sounds really hot.
Okay.
I like a woman that takes charge. Not that I've like had experience with that or anything, but it sounds pretty cool.
Okay. Just, I want you to know, I got your back too.
Alright, well, if somebody attacks us, I'll let you fight them for a minute so I can see what it looks like.
Okay.
Before I just roast them with my breath.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
If it looks like I'm in trouble, then toast them up.
Speaking of which, roll a d20.
What is that? A 15.
Great. Alright. Nothing comes by your intersection. Okay, over to Hassan. So she's doing all sorts of crazy stuff with these herbs. You see a little, like a little poof of smoke, and you smell almost like rose petals in the air as she's grinding these things and adding in some powders, and it's quite complex. And as you're standing there watching it, she's like, Oh, hold this! And wait, can you pour this onto that? Yeah, okay, stand there. Oh, not too close, hold on.
And go ahead and roll nature or something that you think works that you can justify.
Medicine? Wouldn't it be more medicine-y?
Sounds good to me. I just figured druids do medicine through nature. But yeah, medicine.
22.
Okay, you are helpful. Feel free to describe your help.
Like, every time she's like, do this, like, he's like, as he's doing it, she's like telling him, move over here, and he's like already moved over there.
He's like, yes, chef!
Yeah. This is like his first time working with like another medicine-y druid person. So he like, as she's about to say something, he's kind of already doing it. And then like, that amount, he'll be like, this amount, and like, it's exactly like what she's pointing at kind of thing.
Uh-huh. And she's like,
wow, you're good! You should be an apothecary or a healer.
I'm a healer of some sorts.
her shocks of white hair like waver as her head bobs.
Oh, you are? You're a healer? Have you healed some people? That's great. Well, you can always work in my shop. I need people to carry things and help.
Well, we are heroes.
I'll tell you, this man can create an amazing piece of fruit. You eat one tiny fruit, just one. Your entire nutritional needs are satiated for the entire day, and all your wounds. Well, your wounds are healed if you eat 10 of the fruits, but you get the idea.
What is the name of this plant? You made a plant?
Well, we just call it.
breeding?
It's a sort
They're
of
good berries.
good berry, yes.
Yes.
Isn't that a magic spell?
Yes, I'm a druid.
Oh. I don't do magic. This isn't a magic store.
Right.
Okay. This is science.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Well, no disrespect to you magic users. You
Please.
look like a magic user.
Yes, please. Would you like a waft of fresh cut grass?
It's like, all right, I'm trying to focus. Okay.
And yet no grass is being cut nearby.
And she kind of stares into space. And you...
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me, did
I was remembering my childhood. All right. Well, these capsules are finished.
Great. Thank you
please
so much.
Have your mother swallow them once a day for a month.
That's great, and it will help. It will help prolong her life.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Her disease would give her about a year.
Yes.
right now. Well, if she takes these, it will neutralize her pain, and it will increase her lifespan by 5 more years.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. She will still have some of the effects of the illness, but she will not have so much pain. She still will not be able to walk as well, and she will live longer.
Thank you.
But,
Thank you, Seraphine.
Yes, she won't feel pain, and she won't die this year.
This will give us time maybe to find a real cure. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm sure you know about the other cure I mentioned,
Yes.
or told your family about. They told you.
Yes.
Remind me what that is?
GM can't remember.
It's in
Something that grows. I remember where
We
it
have
though.
it.
And even
It
Stowe,
grows on lava, and they said it was to the north of Liebenstock, to the west of Bourgogne,
Mhm.
and up in the northeast, like beyond the Elbendel, like northwest of the Elbendel.
Perhaps
I
near
have
some
written
Fey lady
Yes.
that we also want to meet someday.
Yes, so much to do in this world.
Yes.
Una, what was the name that the Fae called you in your vision?
Oh, I have it written down, but it was like, oh, I forgot. I know though.
I have
It
it
was
somewhere
cute.
too.
It was like, it wasn't Dora, but it was something like that.
I have like all these different versions of it in my mind, like
I know, it's like,
Good Nelta.
yeah, good night. I need to like tab my shit. Oh my notes.
Yeah, color
I
coded.
need color coded tabs for different times.
So, well, while we're doing that, so yeah, she gives you the instructions on how to give it to your mother. She reminds you where the cure would be located, and she says, "It's very hard to find. It's very rare. I don't think you could buy it in any store. But if you're able to encounter it, you might be able to stop this illness. It's unbelievable that she has it in the first place."
Yes. Yes.
How would she have contracted this illness?
I don't know. It could be. It's, in my experience, it's something that starts in people later in life. I've heard of people whose grandparents have had it and then they have it. But it's very rare. You're lucky I have heard of it before. There are many healers who have not. The DM also can't remember the name of it. It's something's palsy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jess was
Wrote
very.
it down too.
Yeah, we have it. Jess was very grateful and expresses that to Seraphine and is beside himself with. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just with gratitude and excited that he might be able to help his mom.
But she's basically telling you that it's genetic. People don't know what genes are. So she's telling you that she's heard of people who get it, who their grandparent had it, and it sets on later in life.
Hopefully you don't get it too, Jess.
Yes. Well, I hope I have the luxury of being worried about that, given all that's ahead of us.
Touché.
Yeah.
I believe you can take a look yourself, but I think these components for the antidote are ready to disseminate.
She takes a look at him. She gets like a little jeweler's loop looking thing out and leans down and takes a stare at it. And she says, "Yes! Oh my! This is right. This is incredible. I must get this out to the infected people I spoke with right away. Let me see." And she takes the batch that you made and she takes out some little vials that she has with her. Oh, yes, there's enough here for 8 patients. Who knows how many people across the city are being infected by this poison? Mimic poke and oozmadel. You can find mimic poke in humid tropical environments, and oozmadel. It grows in trees like a vine. but only in arid climates. They're both very rare ingredients, and this was the last I have, so I'm glad that we can make 8 doses. But there could be other healers in the city who have this, or some of you magic users, I don't know. But if you encounter it, if you bring it to me, I'll make more.
What is the poison doing to the people?
It's causing their flesh to liquefy and turn black.
On necrosis, this is not good.
Are all these doses that you've made spoken for, or could we take 1 or 2 in case we encounter any victims on the road?
Well, I have 6 people to visit with these 8 doses. But I imagine at any moment someone else will be infected by these monsters.
Yes.
If the monster doesn't kill them and eat them first, they start rotting when they escape.
We anticipate encountering these monsters. It would be a great boon to us.
We are more likely to encounter survivors because we have a pretty good success rate at saving people
Oh, well,
We are heroes.
from combat. They're heroes.
a group of unnamed heroes.
Yeah.
You did help me make them.
Ah, you've heard of us.
Well, one of you has a name. But what are all your names? My name. So she says, well, you did help make them, so if you really want them, I suppose, but there could be sick people who are asking for them. So if you must take them, please.
We will take 1 dose.
Well, 2.
Or 2 doses.
Promise me you'll try to find some of the ingredients
Yes.
so I can help other people.
Yes.
With the Mimipoke, do you think that would be growing in the area around the People's Cove?
The People's Cove is an example of a place where it might grow.
Okay.
Yes. There's also the Swelter. I'm sure you've heard of the Swelter.
Oh, yes. Oh, it makes me sweat just to think of it.
Yes, to the west of Greater Elenia, outside of the country, where the river meets the ocean. The river delta. It's a jungle.
Fascinating.
Yes, I'm sure you've heard tales of the lizard people and creatures that live there
Yes.
in the Swelter.
Yes. And so it grows there.
Oh yes, and other places of that like. Perhaps at People's Cove.
And Usmanel, where would we find that, do you think, if we wanted to find more?
Well, as I said, they grow in trees as a vine in an arid climate.
Such as?
Well, there are deserts in between here and Rocinante.
Ah, yes.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Please, I'm an apothecary, not a geographer.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'd like to get these doses out to these people that are rotting before they die.
Listen, Serphine, how will you get to them with the street so dangerous?
I'll walk.
You'll walk and you'll avoid the monsters? You are able to? They're out there patrolling. I'm worried about you.
I have a duty.
Okay, and how long do you think you need to visit all these people?
I don't know. Why? What is the purpose of your question?
Serphine, you've been such a great help. I want to make sure that you're safe. What if I were to make you invisible for an hour? Do you think that would be enough time?
Well, then your other invisibility was stuff.
Oh, that's right. I take that back. My druid friend. See, I'm new with all this magic stuff. It's very confusing. That's right. I take it back.
If you want to wait another hour, I don't know if like how you're doing spell slot wise, but you could always upcast it and do it on the dragon and on her.
Yes, keep using your spells.
Yes.
Well, she seems confident about getting around.
Yeah, she's pretty confident.
We can cast anything to make her stealthier. I just want to
I
think
mean,
her.
I can cast Pass Without a Trace again as a group if we go outside.
And would she have it when she goes
Does
off
she have
on
to
her
stay
own?
within 30
Yeah.
feet of us, or
Yeah.
does it?
Just
You
an
keep
hour.
it?
Just that one time, yeah.
Well, I just want to thank her.
Pretty sure. Let me check.
Thank you for reminding me not to turn the dragon visible. Una would be like, oh, what?
The fuck?
Let's while we're looking that up, Una, roll me a d20.
That is a nat 20.
Great.
Yeah.
P.S.
She accidentally kills the wandering monster.
All the monsters in the neighborhood move away from you.
P.S. Jasper's mom has the palsy of Kofar,
Oh.
and we need Maiden's Burden, the flower that grows on the lava flows. And the
Maiden's
Fey
Burden.
lady called me Ganella.
Ganella.
Oh, wow.
Maiden's Burden. And you're like some sort of chosen one, right? Or something?
We don't know.
She didn't say that to us, did she?
Somebody
said-
thinks that.
She said to me, she said, will you save us all? And then said I was so far south.
Kolfar's palsy? Palsy of Kofar?
Kofar. I had Kofar is what I wrote down, but that just means like what I heard probably. I don't know if that was
Well,
something you spelled out.
it's somewhere in these notes.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
pass without a trace. You and your companions
Yeah, it's
from
just-
detection.
It's just when the start of the thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, companions is kind of
Yep, that's-
wide open.
That's why, like, you can do it to like an army as long as they're close enough to you.
As long as you can sell that they're your companions.
They're on our same team.
Yeah. Well, if you want to tell her to, stand near you all,
I'll let her know if she wants to. We can do that.
she's like, "Ah, yes. Well, I do a lot of sneaking in between the houses, so that's a good idea.
Great.
Yes.
Alright. I don't know how much time left was on that spell, but I'll cast it again.
All right. Do you want to go outside with her and cast it on the dragon and Una too, or
Yes.
just you?
And what's his face?
Entrance.
Entrance.
Especially.
So you lead everybody outside, and you're all standing in the intersection, and you cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Serphine is like, "Okay, thank you. I'm glad I remembered to lock my door. I gotta go.
Yes, thank you so much.
Here, take 2 of these vials, but promise me, if you find the ingredients, you'll bring them back to me."
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Be safe.
Who's gonna carry them?
I can carry them.
Good
She's
job.
like the
That's
coolest. She's so
appropriate.
cool.
Oh yeah.
You, Serphine?
Yeah. Did you not think so? She's brilliant.
She's great.
a
Yes, and
visionary. I
you,
hope she stays safe.
you are amazing. You knew exactly what to do.
Yes, fascinating.
You only have 1
Yeah,
hour in the
so-
spell.
Yeah, let's go. Alright, let's go. Yes, we can.
And
we
Hassel,
can
thank you
talk
so
about it
much
later.
for helping with the processing.
Let's go get
Yeah.
this to your mother.
Yes.
She says, "Thank you so much," and then she walks over to a nearby house and just like stealths into the
With
wall.
her
of the
little
house.
hair.
Yeah.
Aw.
I love her.
Yeah, her white hair disappears against some ashes, and she's just invisible for a second.
Okay.
All right, so you all are standing in this intersection, ruin all around you, tower of flames shooting out of a crater nearby.
Guys, let's go back to my house. Quick.
Yes.
All right, fair enough.
Paul, take us back to my house.
You guys hop
To
on
my
Paul.
parents' house. Yeah.
You guys fly back to your house. You go in the house.
Okay. I'll be quick. I bring the pills into the house. I greet my father, Barley, and I said, "Barley, we got the medicine."
Call me Dad.
Dad. Sorry. Remember when I was 8 and I insisted on calling you by your name? Dad, we got the medicine for Mom. Quick, let's bring it up to her, and I can explain how to administer it.
That's great, son. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So I go up to my mom with my dad, and I explain she has to take a pill a day. This is gonna make her feel better. It will totally get rid of all the symptoms. She'll still have problems walking, but it'll prolong her life many, many years. Serphine said 5 years, and during that time we can look for the cure. And then I also quickly explained how we also, she was working on this cure for the poison that people have, that's inflicted people by these monsters. And my friends helped her. And so she's going out and bringing this cure to people. She's an amazing woman.
And your mother says, "Son, thank you so much." It must have been so dangerous to retrieve this medicine for me.
Don't think of it. Don't think of it, Mom. Just get better. Get better. I'm
I've
gonna
been
go
in
with
so much pain.
yes.
Thank you.
Tear goes down his cheek. Then he turns, to both his mom and dad and said, I have to go now. We have to find out with my friends to see if there's a way to restore this order to the city and get rid of these beasts, these monsters.
And your father hears you talking about the poison, and he says, "Oh yes, the neighbor Henry. He was infected with it. It was horrible.
Yes.
His arm rotted off.
Yeah.
Is he recovered now? Where is he?
He's dead.
Wow.
Do you know how he got the poison?
One of those creatures.
Did it bite him? Do you know?
I don't know the right word for it, but it infected him.
Henry.
I don't know if it bit him or stabbed him or what.
Are you gonna be safe here?
Until the monsters find us.
We have to go and see what's going on, but perhaps we can come back and try to bring you to a safer place.
We've all banded together. We're sharing resources. We've trapped the door. We've covered the windows. All we can do is wait and hope.
Okay.
If things get worse, who knows in what way they will get worse. If things get better, that would be great. Remember when we used to go eat that squab?
Yeah! Squab was so good. The place is still there, Dad. Dad.
Oh, that's great.
When we get through this, we'll go there. Me, you, and Mom.
Yes.
We'll eat the squab.
And us too. We're coming with you.
Yes,
You invited
yes.
us.
I think maybe, yes, and my
in the
friends
sky.
too. I wonder if they serve dragons. Yes.
So
To
good.
serve dragons.
Greasy, moist
It was so good.
squab skin.
The best, yeah. Crackling
Juice
squab skin.
dribbling down your skin, your chin. Ah,
Yeah.
we've been eating nothing but rations and roasted rats. One day, son, I hope things will go back to the way they were.
Me too.
Did we give them good berries or no?
You did.
Gave
Oh,
them,
you did.
you gave them,
I did.
You gave them you gave one good
I-
50%.
Yeah, everybody's
I was
got
gonna give
one.
more, but they'll just disappear. if
No,
we
no,
leave,
it's
right?
Right.
24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, Dad, we'll come back when we can and see if we can bring you to safety. But first we have to go talk to the nobles and see what they're doing to try to fight back.
Okay?
Hugs his mom and dad.
Yeah, your mom is in the bed and she takes the first pill and swallows it with some wine and she says, "Thank you." And yeah, your parents bid you adieu.
Great.
Perhaps you'll be seeing them for the last time. Or not.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Less likely now.
so everybody is waiting outside, or who's still outside
I
the
think-
It
building?
sounded like people piled in or
Or
something.
did you? Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
don't
He
know.
was.
Yeah, I wanted to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you were.
Huh?
I
Let's
probably
do a
would have done
thank you
inside.
to all of
I
us
think
who
it
risked
was-
our lives to bring her this legend.
You see a little kid playing with a wooden hoop in the living room.
Ah, hello, young man.
Oh, hello.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to create an illusion in the palm of my hand using prestidigitation. It's an exact replica of a tiny little boy playing with a wooden hoop.
Oh, wow. That's magic.
Yes.
Oh,
Magic. Did I just blow your mind?
yes.
And as soon as it was here, it was gone.
Mummy.
With power of magic, perhaps you too can attend the mage college someday and become a magician yourself.
Oh.
The highest calling.
Mummy, do you think I have the power?
It's not a matter of power. It's a matter of learning, using your mind, diligent work and study, reading books and scrolls. Very exciting and fun.
Oh. Do you have a scroll that I could read?
Well,
Lord Hans, you have a whole book that he can take a look at,
yes,
right?
I suppose I could show
May I read your spell book?
I can show you my book.
Yes.
You know, I don't have, perhaps later. I don't happen to have any parchment, young man. If you have some parchment here, I could perhaps copy down some spells for you.
Oh, parchment.
Yes.
Sounds like a bad idea.
That's so expensive. Mummy, do you have any parchment? The mother is like all dirty with a big coat laying on the couch, and she's like, no.
Oh, I think my father, he's a lawyer. Let me just go in his office.
Yes.
I'll bring you some.
Could you bring some extra
Yeah.
for me as
I go-
well?
I
I
go
need
in.
some, thank you.
I go in. Father, you don't mind, right? I'll grab a few sheets of parchment.
Yes.
Lord Hans,
You know that parchment is rather dear in this world.
Well,
he's not doing a lot of lawyering.
Yeah,
right
so is human life, and we risked it to get his wife back. Taking the parchment and writing a thank you note to myself on his behalf. And I'm taking the parchment and I'm drawing out a simple spell for the little boy. I'm copying the spell prestidigitation.
Hang on. Give me a luck roll for how much parchment is in this office.
now.
Roll a d20.
Cool. Okay. 6.
Yeah. As you're looking in there, your father says, "Please, son, I don't know how much parchment may have survived this cataclysm. Please, just only take one sheet."
Oh, of course. Maybe 2 Lord Hans and my friends, we did so much to get the lichen. We've all risked our lives.
Yes, I imagine that a lot of parchment burned in this cataclysm,
Oh, yes.
and I may need it.
Of course.
Yes.
Please.
Well, I understand, Father, and I'll
You know what else burned?
one sheet of
I had a
parchment.
burning sensation
Lord Hans,
when I
you know what
was
else?
attacked by a parasitic, malicious parasitic plant that lived inside my stomach.
Yes.
Trying to get this lichen to save your wife's life. That
Well,
was a burning. I felt like that was a bit of a burn as well. But thank you for the sheet of parchment.
Lord Hans, was that burning? Did you also feel that from the parasitic plant while you were trying to rescue your cousin? As
That's
we all,
you make
we all
a good
did?
point. And in fact,
Yeah.
I think instead of keeping this parchment for myself, what I will do is open my spellbook, crack it to prestidigitation, and I'm going to copy out the spell prestidigitation and its ingredients for my young friend
It
here, and I'm
looks
going
like
to
you're
give it to him.
writing out polymorph for the young boy.
Yeah.
Spell?
Yes, yes.
Jasper's dad looks insulted.
I apologize.
He looks deeply
I
hurt.
apologize. It's been a stressful day.
Dad, don't take offense. My friend here, Lord Hans, is a little sometimes trips over his words. He once offended a dragon, and he doesn't always know where to put the right words. He's not a lawyer like yourself, but he's an amazing wizard, and he's really accomplished great things.
And your father says, "You didn't need to help my son. I didn't make you do it. You don't need to come into my house and guilt trip me about what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Please leave immediately."
All right. Well, 1 second. I'm copying out the spell for this little boy,
No, please
handing
leave.
it to him.
Please leave.
All right, young
The
man.
little boy is crying.
Yes, I'm sorry. This gentleman robbed you of the opportunity to be a wizard for the rest of your life. I'll be taking this one sheet of parchment. Yeah.
Okay. If I had a what do you call those hooks?
Okay.
The music starts playing them off.
I'm gonna try to
Showtime at the
hurry
Apollo.
Lord
Yeah.
Hans out. and-
All right. Farewell,
Apologetically.
downtrodden boys. Whatever else. I'm sure you'll have a fine holiday feast with Bob Cratchit or whatever soon.
As Lord Hans gets pushed out into the street by some of the other people.
I'm not
that-
checking for monsters either. I'm just.
Yeah. As Lord Hans gets pushed out into the street by some of the other people that are taking shelter in the Courtwell's house, your father says to you, Jasper, that young man you're traveling with is a true piece of trash.
Father, he's a Tamerlan.
Enough said.
Yes. Yes. But
I'm glad your mother was upstairs and could not hear what he just said, but it's
Yes.
deeply painful. I suggest you stop traveling with that man.
well,
That boy.
I will. I'll take your advice under consideration, and hopefully sometime there'll be time to tell you all that we faced down together.
And the father looks at the other three of you and says, I hope none of the rest of you want to rub it in our faces that you saved my wife's life.
We haven't finished saving your wife's life yet. There's still more to be done, and we do it wholeheartedly by our own choice.
Thank you. And he goes in his office and starts writing on his parchment.
Debbie has to like exhale. You just try really hard to not say something snarky too. It's just,
Why don't you make a wisdom save?
okay,
Your
well I have
wisdom is so
advantage
good.
on it. Yeah.
You should be able to pass that. If you roll 2 1s.
Yeah, I
it'll
got a
be-
21, so
Okay.
whatever.
You are able to keep your mouth shut.
But
Yeah.
she's like,
If you roll 2 1s or 2 2s
Yeah.
or whatever, then it would be fate. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
simply pack my beautiful new piece of parchment
Yeah.
into my pack here.
So instead,
Well,
Standing out in the street alone,
Yes.
Lord Hans, roll me a d20.
Know that you're not alone.
6.
You're lucky.
instead of saying
You're
something,
just out in the street packing a piece of parchment by yourself with an invisible dragon.
instead of saying something about Jasper's father, because that was a choice, I'm going to instead turn to Jasper and say, well done. Your mother is very lucky to have you as her son.
Thank you. I
Here,
can't
here.
tell you how much it means to me that you all helped heal her.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Well, we
you so
certainly
much.
didn't do it for him. In Soto.
He's gone through a lot. You have
Yes.
to understand. And
Yes.
well, as we all know, Lord Hans doesn't always choose the best words. But now I think we can
Let's go.
yeah we can. Remember when he told Paul that the Cobalt stories were all stupid because they were all about him.
You know, sometimes he puts his foot in his mouth, but really, he means well.
You're
You
a
know.
bubble.
I
think
can't
it's
hear any of
funny.
this, right?
Right, you're out in the street alone.
Yes.
They told me
So I can't say, this is what you were all thinking.
Well, speaking of that, shouldn't we drop off his cousin?
Yes.
Yes, to be.
Feel like
Yeah, we
he
should
really
probably do
wants
this
that
before we go
happen.
to the Masover estate.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been talking to us about dropping off his cousin for I don't know how long.
And the clock is ticking on the invisibility. You're right.
Yes.
So
Yes,
we should go.
let us go.
Entrance is still in the sitting room, and he says to you, "I can't believe my cousin would say such a thing to your father. I'm so sorry. On behalf of the Tamuin family, please forgive us."
Entrance, I appreciate your courtesy and yes, you're a true gentleman. Let's get you home. Let's get you back to your
Yeah,
family.
we gotta get you safe somewhere.
Oh, just as I was enjoying this romp.
Oh, do you not want to go back home?
Well, what I want to do is go back to the tower and study genealogy.
Oh my God.
We kind of burned that bridge though, didn't we?
Not for him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still outside.
They also know that he's a murderer.
Let's Entrance.
we
You
said-
can talk about that with your dad or
Yeah.
whoever. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get you back to the Tamerlane compound before the dragon becomes visible.
Okay. Well, it's been nice traveling with you all, and thank you for saving me and whatever you did while I was unconscious.
Yes, a delight. Let's go.
Yes. Maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe you'll continue on with us.
You're just gonna step on your foot.
Tails.
I have no desire to go back to the Tamuin compound. I want to continue studying, but
Oh, well, we can't always get what we want, you know?
Maybe you can talk to them about it. Who knows?
Yeah, it sounds like it's some kind of family thing that we need to
Yeah.
do before our invisibility
Yeah.
finishes.
Yeah, let's
We
talk
also have
about
to
it
get
in
to
the
the
safety of
muscle
the Concons. Bye. Let's go.
Okay.
Entrance,
And the guy that Daphne healed.
Entrance goes like this, and in his hand, a 3-foot tall statue of a gnome appears, and the gnome in his hand says,
Hey everybody, that Entrance guy is really great.
and then he makes it disappear. And
I'll keep practicing ventriloquism, noble arts.
he says, "Oh no, that is improved minor illusion.
Illusion.
I can make an image and a sound at the same time.
Congratulations.
It's
That
something
this
my
is-
brother cannot do."
Yes, I can bring people back from the dead, but your little gnome thing is really great too. We all have our talents.
Things are getting really saucy.
yeah,
From the Courtwell house.
Your little gnome thing is great too. He's like, he's like,
Meanwhile, Lord
That
Hux-
is really an improved illusion, but we need to get you back before invisibility goes. So let's go.
Awesome.
I can't wait to go back to the Tamerlane compound.
Listen,
There
you
we
know,
go.
one more ride on the dragon. Let's go. It's really
Yes,
exhilarating.
I can always walk as well.
I don't think that's a good
Do
idea.
you want to?
You saw the creature.
So do you guys all go outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I trust no one said anything undiplomatic inside after I was gone.
It took a lot of effort. We all had to speak in order to repair relations. But
Well, I apologize for offending your father, but of course,
okay.
you know, I'm happy to have my single piece of parchment.
It's got scribbles on half of it. You were like starting to scribble and then you're like, get the fuck out.
It's got 3 like orc stick figures.
It will be usable as a spell learning component.
All right.
So you guys are outside in the street,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Trance is insulted, and he goes to you, Lord Hans, and he says, I tried to explain my value to your party members, but they laughed in my face.
Entrance, you will not be required by anyone here to stay at the Tamerlane compound. And if the Tamerlanes seek to keep you there against your will, we will aid you in being released. However, I did make a promise to return you safe and sound to Uncle Stragine, and I intend to keep my promise. What we ask of them is their aid in combating what you see around us. Our house has long pledged neutrality. Look what neutrality brought us. House Tamerlane must be involved. We need the power of our wizards to fight this catastrophe.
Yes, and if we can figure out how to involve the power of heal,
Yes.
goodness,
No.
raw goodness, bring it in, to take down the evil, that
Yes.
would be the best way I can help us.
Yes, well, we must, so, Entrance, I'll need your help to persuade Uncle Stragine, and then we can speak to him of this Heor. I'm sure he'll be fascinated to learn about this ancient god.
I hope. Yes. I must say, I'm not extremely excited about seeing him again, but yes.
Hey, none of us are.
Well, you know, the other option is to continue with us at great risk to life and limb, and there's a high likelihood that you'll be brutally killed or have your flesh poisoned with necrotic barbs from hideous beholders from another plane.
I mean, they're just trying to suck out the blood out of your body.
Speaking of, this is an excellent conversation, but I feel a certain urgency to
All right.
continue on.
Let's go. Entrance, please, have some faith. We will not allow you to be imprisoned against your will.
Alright, so you guys are hopping on the dragon to head to the Tamerlane compound?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, you do.
Have you shown the party one of your excellent illusions?
Yes, I thought it was excellent, but your friend seems to think that raising the dead trumps a talking gnome statue.
I thought it was fantastic on Trance, and really, if things get back to normal, I'd like to invite you to join us on stage at the Musafire Theater.
He says, well, if you like that, look at this. And he goes like this. And then he reappears 30 feet over there. He just casts Misty Step.
and
I've never seen that before.
popped 30 feet over there.
Ah.
And he says,
I
"You
wink.
see, I am very."
Yeah, that one is better.
That's great. Let's go.
Try on the deck.
All right, so you guys get on the dragon's back.
Yeah.
You go up in the air.
Yes.
You go over the city.
Oh, to the Tamerlane compound.
You head towards the Tamerlane compound.
I think you'll like their colors.
The Tamerlanes are coming. No.
What's
What?
that?
Are we gonna get? Has anybody alerted the Tamerlanes?
They'll know.
How are you doing spell slot wise?
I want to use two second ones.
Do you maybe want to enhance ability on our Tamberwin friends when we go into like whatever?
Once we're in, so
Yeah.
so we don't. Because
Yeah, I don't want to waste it now, but just in terms of because I know you can do it too.
I'm picturing you guys next to each other.
Yeah,
on the
right. No,
dragon,
I am
having
the
this-
tired. I don't
having
want
this-
to do it
the wind
myself.
rustling
Do
your
it.
hair.
You can do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So you're swooping on Paul's back. Paul's like, "This is so cool. I'm so glad we can do this together. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's what Beletas would want, for us all to be one.
Look at these clouds.
Yeah." And you swoop closer over the blackened, charred remains, the gray earth, towards the Tamerwind compound, which looks very clean and stable. Probably not because they're evil, but probably because they can defend themselves well. And you get closer to the beautiful turquoise colors, the teal colors of, imagine sort of a Buckingham Palace kind of thing with these cast iron style gates all around this very large teal compound. Anything that you see through the gates is blurry on the inside, but you're up above and you see all of the various buildings of the compound as you get closer, and just as you are about to get there, that's where we'll take our break.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to read the original description I wrote way back when,
Yes.
which it starts to deter, starts to be different now because it's just not as pretty anymore. But you approach the entrance to the Tamerwind compound. Teal, aquamarine, as well as dark blue, gold, and white painted 3-story homes with columns and regularly spaced windows fill what the player might call the space of 3 city blocks. Think Sony Culver City Studios meets Buckingham Palace. Many of these large homes are separated by several feet, and the places between have tall teal, dark blue, and gold stone and metal 12-foot tall fences, which occasionally glow and glimmer upon glancing at them, clearly imbued with magical wards. Something about the windows of the building and the fences bends the eye. No matter how hard you look, you get the impression that you cannot see inside. You might compare the effect to the zoom blurred background filter, but with a touch of revulsion and a need to look away. It is clear that whatever happens within the compound is private. Normally you would expect to see guards posted at the front gate and around, wearing teal painted full plate armor, but they are not in the same places that they usually would be. But you do see them around the compound, but posted more near to the various homes. And as you get a bird's eye view of the compound from above, you see various structures, such as Lord Hans, your childhood home.
Ah, yes. Look.
And,
I grew up there in that humble dwelling.
Oh, that's.
I was boy here.
It's a mansion of sorts.
Yeah.
There is the house belonging to your cousin Lucilla Fellar Tamerwin.
Ah, yes.
Yes, who
Lucilla has his middle name.
yes, led you to some trouble in ages past. There are many other houses in this large compound, including the fabled Tamerwin Library,
Ah, yes.
which is
You start salivating as you see the light.
Yes.
is an incredible sight to behold.
I can't wait to. I hope they'll let us in. I would love to show all of you the knowledge that lies within the Tamerwind Library.
And
But they probably will keep us out.
who knows? Who knows? And the home of the High Seat is also there.
All right. Well, shall we alight by the front gate? I'll summon the guards and get them to let us in.
Are you ready?
My companions. This will be an interesting moment for us.
You'll do great.
Thank you.
You're going to become a Tamerlane again.
We'll
Or
see.
did that happen?
Yeah, your lifelong dream of becoming you again.
Becoming what you are.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You know, as we've seen with Entrance, the family likes to impose a lot of stipulations on their gifts.
Oh, well,
So-
if you had been nicer to my father, he might have been able to negotiate away some of those
Well,
stipulations.
perhaps.
Remember though that you are your own man.
Thank you.
You know, you don't need to kowtow.
Yeah.
I
That's right.
fear also that they will unduly restrain Entrance,
Well,
Alright, that's worry about that.
who should live as who has as much right to live as a free man as any of us.
No.
How would they in whatever?
We'll see.
What the most
Entrance, of course, has his own silver tongue and can speak for himself, but
yes, he's very.
keep in mind that
Persuasive.
if he does not wish to be imprisoned in these walls, he should not be. And nor will I be.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we have. More
We have
to do
heroing
together.
to do.
Yes.
We must save the city and the
And
country.
remember too, Una,
What?
for the sake of this conversation, you seem to have lost your wild magic abilities. And perhaps
They
don't-
will not touch you.
Yes. Perhaps
No.
don't bring them up to Stray Gene.
Oh yeah.
He's covetous of this fey magic.
Yeah.
Be on your guard, or the family will not hurt us. But they're
How much-
they're
how much-
crafty.
How much longer do we have on this invisible dragon?
You get about half an hour of invisibility and 40 minutes of pass without a trace.
Okay.
Well, right, we'll have to make ourselves known. We're not going to sneak in here.
Oh no.
No,
They
not
should-
that. I just meant how they would feel about if a dragon
dragon.
appears on their front
But they
step.
probably see weirder stuff, right?
They would definitely want to interact with the dragon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, and study the dragon.
Yeah,
That's
Paul,
right, man.
Paul, that will be getting
Yeah,
Paul the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They're aware
Things
that
go
they would be aware already that the dragon is here. I don't think too much will have escaped their notice.
Well, I think we'll just make clear that it's a red line. We can't. The dragon is. Paul is our friend.
Yep, Paul's our friend.
My hope is to enlist the full power of House Tamerwin in this battle against the Mistress. It is time for my house to acknowledge that preserving neutrality in the short term has been a catastrophe for neutrality, for the world more broadly.
Yes.
But we'll see.
Well done. The pizza's good. It will fill you with joy.
Really excited.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes?
Sounds like
all
you're
right.
ready.
Well, are we in the gates yet?
I think we're landing in front of the front door.
So you guys are landing in front of the front gate.
Yes.
All right, so you land there, and
On the inside of the gate?
Oh, should we go be inside the compound? do you
Yeah,
think?
let's go on the inside.
You can't land inside the
Yeah, I
compound.
was like,
Well, let's try it and see what
Wait.
happens.
No, you don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
I believe that.
Yeah, you grew up here.
so do you
We-
land in front of the front gate?
Land in front of the front gate. And
Okay.
get the attention of the nearest guard.
Well, there are no guards at the front gate,
By
but
the houses.
they know you landed there,
Yes.
and you know they'll know that you're there. So you land, and a little bit of time passes.
I'm not invisible, right?
No.
Nope.
I'm stepping off in my dusty teal-colored robe. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Prestidigitate my robes into sparkling clean condition.
Very good.
Prestidigitate my hair into a meticulous poof.
And who do you think might be most pleasant to see
From the house?
from the guard?
Of
Coconut
course, my beloved friend, Sir Chesley of the People's Cove,
Oh.
as assayed by Jay Gallagher.
Yes,
Sir Chesley, the only guard that was not given a complimentary full set of plate mail for some reason.
Maybe he was transported into another world
Yes.
while it was on the rack.
Yes.
So I can't remember what I did for his voice, but
You did a kind of a Texas voice. You did sort of a,
Oh, yeah.
like a.
I was kind of thinking more of
George W. Bush.
A soup.
I have an idea, so we'll see.
Oh, it's millionaires, and oh my God!
He is from the People's Code, is he not?
I want every character to sound like Bernie Sanders.
Not every character.
Sir Chesley Sanders.
I'm yelling
Oh.
for president.
Healthcare in this country is a disgrace.
So Bernie Sanders walks up. So yeah, you land there, and a couple minutes pass, and then you see Sir Chesley
Sir Chesley.
walking up with a couple other guards, both of whom are in full plate mail, painted teal, and yet Sir Chesley is not. He's only wearing
Chainmail.
chainmail.
Because
He likes
he's that good.
he likes to be mobile. He's. Would you like to describe what Sir Chesley looks like?
Sir Chesley is a hulking and athletic man, clearly possessed of great speed, strength, and agility, but with a demeanor that immediately puts you at ease. He would never use his strength in an unjust cause. He is clearly a civic-minded do-gooder. With law and order always in the forefront of his mind and always true to his mission of service.
I think I'm gonna do a foghorn, but if it's Texas, maybe it'll be Texas.
You
too.
did a great Chesley before, great Texas Chesley.
Oh, Texas Chesley.
Well, sort of a, he's a Texas cop. He's a good Texas cop.
You were doing a little bit of McConaughey with a
All right.
I think he's gonna have no accent now because my brain is not processing. So
Yeah, that works.
I think we'll probably do foghorn for him today. So he comes up and he's got two guards with him, and he comes up to the gate and he says, Sir Lord Hans, it is a pleasure to see you again.
Oh, Sir Chesley, you're a sight for sore eyes. It's wonderful to see you again. And I've brought on Trons.
Oh, wonderful. Your family was very worried about Entrance. Your noble and flawless family, whom I love to serve.
Yes. And
Yes.
of course, you remember my
Can I
friend.
do insight just for giggles while I have advantage on it?
Sure.
So if you find out some dark secret about
No,
Chesley-
I won't. I rolled a 3
Actually,
and a
he
2.
hates the Tamara.
That would be amazing if it
It's only an 11 total. Nope.
What'd you roll?
An 11 total. I rolled a 2 and a 3.
He seems like he's.
Yeah, okay,
in
that's
general.
great. Some people love their jobs.
Well, I'm glad he didn't roll that way on the medicine check.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves his job, and he says, "I'm so glad to see you back and safe. The times we spent together when you were growing up.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir Chesley, you remember my companions, of course, Daphne, Jasper, Una, and Hassan?
Hello?
Yes. Welcome back. Give me a moment." And he goes behind something, and he does something, and then he comes back, and the gates open, and he says, "Hurry inside. I'm sure you've seen the monsters
Yes.
in the streets."
Sir Chesley, of course, we have an invisible dragon with us, as you'll know.
Excuse me?
Sir Chesley,
One of our companions.
we befriended an invisible dragon. He is of a good disposition.
His name is Paul.
Yes, his name is Paul.
Ah.
He is a creature of peace who seeks to aid us in fighting the evil that is spread across this land.
In all my years serving the Tamawin family, I have yet to meet a dragon. And then he just says loudly into the street, "Hello, dragon!"
Paul, this is my...
And
Yes.
Paul says, "Hey, I know you can't see me, but I'm a dragon." and Sir Chesley is like, "Well, that is quite amazing. Let me get out of your way so you can come on in." And he sort of gets to the side of the gate, and then he says to you, "Is the dragon walking by me right now?" And right as he says that, Paul says next to him, says, "Yeah, I'm right here." And she likes Paul the Dragon.
I do.
Who doesn't?
Right.
Not Piff.
Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like Piff?
This is something we were making fun of on our way to Vegas last week.
Yeah. Piff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, Piff the Magic
So, so Sir Chess says, "Oh my, oh." Well, he doesn't say "oh my" because that's the catchphrase of the apothecary. So he says, "Wow,
I declare.
I do declare, a dragon, an invisible dragon. I hope to see you one day, Mr. Dragon. I don't mean to assume your gender since you're invisible, but anyway, so you guys go in."
Yes. The dragon will be visible in about 20 minutes, Sir Chesley, so, and he will be waiting outside. Perhaps you two could get acquainted while we speak with Uncle Strangine about an urgent matter.
Paul says, "Yeah, let's talk." And Sir Chesley is like, "Well, have you had a coconut in your life, Mr. Dragon?" And Paul says, "No, a cocoa nut? Is that like chocolate, but it's a nut?" And they start talking about that for a while.
Excellent.
As you walk into this big open area in the center of the compound with all the various homes and buildings around it, the walls of the library are almost like one big teal video screen with giant gold doors in it. It's like looking at a teal and dark blue and white sort of Parthenon looking thing with columns, and then in the center is this giant rectangular prism, a cube, a rectangular cube, and it's almost like the whole thing is a video screen, a teal video screen with gold things wiggling on it. Of course, none of your characters know what a video screen is, so it just looks pretty amazing.
Really cool.
Yes, the library. See?
Let's go check it out.
Yes. Well, Sir Chesley, where would we find Uncle Strangine? Is he in the library today?
And as you say that to Sir Chesley, he's like, "Oh, that's a great sense of humor, Paul. Oh, maybe you'd like to help me guard the Tamowin family." And Paul says, "Well, I've got this project where I'm building a temple. Have you ever heard of Boletas?" And you say that, and Sir Chesley says, "Oh, sorry. How may I serve you, Lord Tamowin?"
Where would we find Uncle Strangine at this moment, Sir Chesley?
"Why, I believe he's in his home."
All right.
"Yes. Would you like me to escort you, sir?"
Oh, please continue. Please, your friendship with Paul is very pleasing to all of us, and so we'll leave the two of you to chat while we visit Strangine.
All right.
We need stealth.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you know, Paul, there's also a coconut milk and a coconut water that we're able to make. And they start getting into it.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on as a 3rd level on this guy and his cousin.
What is that? That's charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Take Eagle Splendor.
And what is that?
You have advantage.
Oh, great.
You cast it.
All right, let's head to Uncle Strangine's house.
So Jasper, you have 1 level of exhaustion, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. I want to make sure I have everybody's HP written down for this upcoming attack.
Yeah.
Well, to that end, I'm gonna pull Lord Hans aside and just tell him that I think his house is going to be very proud of all that he's accomplished and that he's brought the cousin back safe and sound.
Thank you. Thank
I
you
don't
so
think
much.
I don't think another Tamarind could have done what he's done.
Thank you. All right.
So you head to the residence of the High Seat?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk across this large courtyard, your childhood home looming over you, and you see this massive teal structure with a large door, and
the door opens up and you find yourself facing a butler, all in teal with little teal circular hat on and silver streaks in his teal uniform, and he says to you, Lord Hans, you are home.
Yes, and I bring on trance.
Ah, wonderful.
And these are my companions. Daphne, Jasper, Una, and Hassan. They were instrumental in freeing Entrance from a great peril.
Ah, very good. I imagine you would like to speak with Lord Strachey.
Yes, tout suite, my friend, if possible.
Tout sweet.
Urgently, sir.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Yes, I haven't heard that before. Please, right this way.
It's a Bourgognese expression.
Ah.
We've learned quite a lot of
This is
our
right.
travels.
He looks at you because he somehow knows that you're
Yes,
Bourgognese.
that's right.
And he's like, is it?
You see it in the face, yes. Yes.
Yeah, so you enter, and he points your way past a foyer towards endless, sweeping, curving staircases
Yes.
of teal and marble, teal and gold, seem to magically weave around each other in double helixes and curves
Yes.
as you walk closer and closer to Uncle Strayjean's study.
Yes.
The distance between the door and his study seems both never-ending and yet somehow non-existent. One could not retrace one's steps if one tried. There's no choice but to continue forward.
Yes. What do you think? Very interesting, yes?
What?
Yes.
This house, yes.
It's very trippy.
Yes.
I mean, do we use that word?
The thing
Reminds me of
Yes.
Hellacious.
Am I on drugs right now?
Yeah, it's
Did you have some extra doses?
I don't think so.
Did you dose me?
it's like a sinuous, twisting M.C. Escher painting of teal and gold sweeping staircases that almost seem to turn around you like a music box turning as you continue forward. One cannot tell how big this house is, but finally you make it to a study that has an open door.
We're gonna knock on the door just to give him a heads up that we're here.
And
You could just make a sound.
Yes, that's true. Politely announce.
And there inside, sitting on what appears to be some kind of gold and teal throne in a study that has golden objects all throughout the room, you see Strayjean, lean, elderly but strong, reading a New York Times article, reading a book in his throne, and when you knock, he looks up at you and he says, yes, Lord Hans,
Uncle,
you
we've had
have
a,
returned.
we've had a very perilous journey, but we brought back Entrance.
And he sees Entrance behind you, and he says, Entrance? You brought back Entrance? Welcome home! We were worried you had given yourself to religion instead of magic. Horrible.
Entrance was placed under a terrible curse. My companions were instrumental in saving his life. You remember, of course, Daphne, Jasper, Una, Hassan.
Yes, I remember you all quite well.
Anyway.
And Entrance says, yes, Lord Strayjean, I've been studying genealogy in the Tower of Contemplation. And Strayjean says, genealogy? Why, that sounds like science to me. You know your studies should be around magic, don't you? And Entrance says, but I've made a breakthrough. I've found a god that predates the presence of the tabaxi on the continent. And Strayjean says, nonsense, religion again. I wish to hear no more of it. You're here, you're safe, and it's time to immerse yourself in the studies of magic. And Entrance looks sad.
Uncle, Uncle, there's more. We've traveled the land, and there's a great conflict of good and evil and gods and devils transpiring. And this god that Entrance has discovered, Hior, could be a great source of magical power.
But I've found that gods and devils are not the source of power, but magic itself. If someone is to defeat a devil, it would be a mage.
Good point.
Not some cleric.
Well, yes. Uncle.
She does like a.
Say that to my face.
She does like a sign
did.
that only Bargonese would know. That's like,
Exactly. Oh, it is alright. Exactly.
You make an excellent point, Uncle. Superb. For it is, in fact, a great devil that we face. And only a mage, only a family of mages, has the power to restore neutrality to the land.
You understand, this place where we live is, I don't know why, he has the exact same accent as Mussover, so you guys are just, I don't
That's
know.
an aristocratic accent.
I don't know what,
Yeah.
They're from the same place.
Right, it's an
I'm
Etonian.
gonna go back to the audio and find out what I did way back when.
Oh, good.
It's aristocrats speak in RP, that's fine.
He says, you must understand, this compound is the safest place for mages to be, and the most easily defended. What is the most difficult way to take a city? A siege, of course. We are perfectly defended here. Let the monsters come to us. When the wave of their monstrous nature attempts to dash itself against the rock of the Tamuin family, they will fall to the ground.
Uncle, those monsters out there are only the beginning. Could the compound withstand a siege from an archdevil herself from the very depths of the nine hells?
What do you wish us to do?
I would ask two things of you. 3, if I may be so bold. The first is trivial. Since I've returned on trance, I ask simply for the formality of being fully restated as a member of House Tambourine with all the attendant rights and privileges.
I thought there was a list.
The second is a more important and more difficult question. I ask for the direct aid of House Tamerwind in defending the city against the monsters, beating back this initial wave, and in fighting the terror that sinks its clutches into all the land, along with the other great powers. And yes, we must sully our hands in alliances with warriors, clerics, thieves. The threat is too great, and neutrality will be utterly annihilated, and all magic utterly destroyed. They will rip down the triple barrier and crush this land in their demonic claws, unless all powers unite and face this great evil together to restore balance to the land, Uncle. That's number 2. Number 3 is I'd like Straging to be permitted to leave the compound. Thank you.
Staging.
No, Entrance.
Boy, that, I want to talk to you about that enhanced ability thing later.
Okay, so Straging says, well, as you recall, I told you that if you returned en trance to our compound, I would reinstate you in our family. An act of true neutrality that upholds the interests of House Tamerwind over all others. This would bring you back into our family, and so you have done that. So welcome back.
Thank you. And my second request?
Sorry, what was that? That we go fight devils for you?
Well, I suggest we begin with small steps. I would ask for a small squad of Tamerwind mages to provide aid to those on the front lines, the noble houses, battling these vile, evil, and dare I say neutrality-violating creatures that plague the city. And
You would just re-inducted into our family. I just told you that I rescinded my disowning of you. And now you sit here arguing against neutrality. You may not quite understand the nature of neutrality, which makes me question if you are a Tamuin by blood at all.
My position, sir, is that the creatures outside and that the powers behind them are the greatest threat to neutrality that the land has seen in all its history. And to preserve neutrality, it is sometimes necessary to fight good or evil when either gains too strong a foothold.
Listen well, young Hans. Remember to show respect to your betters.
Of course.
If we were to save the city, we would be in a position of leadership, which would cause others to bow down to us and ask us to be their rulers. This is the very opposite of neutrality. This is taking a leading role. When mages drew attention to themselves by this kind of behavior 2,000 years ago, remember what happened?
Yes.
They were enslaved by Toth. They lost their abilities to use their magic, and so they committed suicide in such a manner that it rent the very face of our land. We Tamuins will never allow such a thing to happen again. We cannot place ourselves in a position of authority, but rather in one of advisement, of protection, of defense, and of the careful conservation
Sage
of
words.
all that is magic.
Sage words. What if I were to ask not for a position of leadership and not for overt display of power, but rather for covert support of the efforts of House Musover and the other houses, as they lead on the front line?
Okay, roll persuasion with advantage, please.
Alright. And my dear.
Well, only if you want the deal.
84.
That is going to top out at hang on, sorry. Hans needs his glasses.
Pulls out his
Sounds
calculator.
bad. Sounds like a bad roll.
Pulls out the napkin.
No, it's not a bad roll.
Sounds like a bad roll. What's it gonna be?
Not a bad roll. I just need to know my modifier is a +6. So that's a 20, dirty 20.
A dirty 20. That's with a D8 added into it?
Correct.
And advantage?
I rolled a 1 and my D8, yeah.
And you realize that the highest you could roll is a 22.
No, I have a +6 modifier.
Without the D8.
Oh, yeah. No, I can roll.
No, not a very good roll.
13 is not a bad roll.
13! I'm gonna roll against it.
Alright.
Let's see.
Dirty 20.
I cast cutting words.
Okay. Good enough.
Right?
It defeated my skepticism roll. Yeah, in this other game I played, this guy has that I DM. This guy has completely maxed out his perception feat, so he's like walking around with a passive of like 30 or something.
Yeah. I had that in our
So I made up a thing where I roll back here to decide if he's gonna need to roll, because otherwise he's, like I could just live in a world where he just notices everything, and then that wouldn't be any fun.
I see all the secret doors.
So I have a roll that I make back here to see if he's gonna need to roll or not. But he's gonna have a plus fucking like 12 when he rolls it. So Strangine says, I don't, if you are to be helped, it must be done in an extremely secretive fashion. None must know that Tamuins were involved in the salvation of the city.
Yes.
You would have to put off the house colors and go incognito. Yes.
I would gladly do this.
And never let anyone know your name or that you, a Tamuin, participated in the saving of the city. This is the only way that we would be able to help you.
I agree to these terms. And my companions will maintain total discretion.
Now, are you telling the truth?
Yes.
That you are willing to remain completely anonymous in the saving of the city?
Yes.
And you're giving your word to him about that?
Yes.
He,
well, completely anonymous is a Tamerwin. I'm going to use a pseudonym. I'm not going to say that I'm a Tamerwin. There'll be some other... I mean, I'm a guy. They're going to know that a dude was there casting magic spells, you know.
We'll call him Q.
Yeah, I will be... I will be a graduate... I will be a commoner graduate of the Mage College.
He'll be a Hamber twin.
Named Exceptional Squab? Tasty
Yes.
Squab?
Wait, that sounds like a tabaxi name.
Yes, Squab. That's a commoner name, is it not?
Why are you looking at me?
Yes! Yes, it is. Yes, there are many people in the shop called Squad.
Yes. My name is Heinrich Squab.
Or Henry?
Henry Squab.
Henry makes more sense.
Henry Squab.
Henry Squab is my name.
Henry Squab.
Yes.
Or Hank.
Yes.
Hank Squab.
Thanks.
Henry
Yes.
Squab.
Yes. Yes, you see, I'm a commoner.
Well, I can, during downtime, I can give you lessons on how to...
Absolutely.
Oh, I
How
would
to-
love to help with these lessons.
Yes,
Yes.
please. Teach me to eat with the incorrect fork, perhaps. and-
Well, we usually eat out of a trough.
Ah, yes. Fascinating.
It's, yeah.
Yes, that's true. You are like livestock to me.
Right. Oh, yes, we have much to teach you.
Uncle, I'm looking forward to this assignment already. Please, oh, sorry, not Uncle. Mysterious noble lord, since I'm, of course, a commoner.
Now, Lord Stragene, if I may be so bold as to ask a question, you said that covertly House Tamerwin could help the cause. And, well, Lord Hans here would be undercover and incognito.
I'm
but-
sorry, who is Lord Hans?
Yes,
I don't know who
Henry
you're talking
Squab
about.
would be
Hank.
here.
Hang out with his friends.
But,
Hank Squab.
but I'm still waiting to find out what aid House Tamerwin would provide to the cause.
Yes, you speak very boldly, young Tabaxi.
Yes. Well, perhaps you've seen me on stage. Do you go to the Muse of Fire Theater?
Yes,
Yes.
but I don't look at the chorus.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, touche.
Rude. He says, wonderful. You've all agreed to conceal our scion's identity.
Yes.
Very good. Then we will lend you some mages. I'm sure Entrance would love to help you. Entrance says,
I step on Daphne's foot.
Yes.
would you all like Entrance to go with you, with some other mages?
Entrance would love the opportunity to eventually continue his studies, and if this adventure would be an opportunity for him to learn more about Heor, which could, in fact, in my opinion, help with our magical knowledge, I think Entrance would be a great candidate.
And Entrance says, if I may, Lord Stragene, I would love to return to the Tower of Contemplation so I can study the genealogy records there and perhaps finish making a breakthrough on how to involve Heor in protecting our world from these devils and such. And Lord Stragene says, "Ah!" He pounds on the chair arm.
Squab is going.
Religion! Ha! Religion will not be the savior of our world. Humph! Entrance! Go with them and head up the mages that accompany them. Prove yourself a Tamawin. Use your magic to help this city. And then he thinks for a moment, and he says, He thinks for a moment, and he says, in fact, on trance, I dub thee Snorky McFadden.
Snorky, yes. A commoner. My fellow commoner, Snorky.
They will
Yes.
blend very well.
Snorky McFadden, you will be the leader of the Tamerwins that accompany the group to rid this city of its troubles. And you will never reveal to anyone that your name is on trance. Remove the teal robes!
I'll remove my teal robes.
You are officially a member of the family again,
Yes.
but you must pretend to not be.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Henry Squab.
He hears you. He said, "Are you questioning my logic?"
I said it makes sense.
Please, as a fellow commoner, we sometimes have difficulty understanding these complicated turns of phrase. Yes.
Daphne's been able to keep a placid smile this entire time because she's just fantasizing about robbing this fucker blind. Later. It is called casing.
I actually find this rather exciting. I'm a commoner, just like the rest of you. Henry
Yes,
Squab.
You're exactly
Shalom,
like the rest of
shalom.
us.
And Antrans says, "Well, I guess I need to stop washing myself."
Yes, and of course we'll be joined by many more members of our family who will accompany us on our travels everywhere we go. It will be so exciting.
As you
Wait,
know,
what?
wisdom save. It turned out okay, but I'm glad there was advantage because there was a natural 1, but also a 19. So okay. She's okay.
She's inches
Yeah,
away from his
yeah. So
pop
we're
in the sky
insulting.
over
We're
the head.
insulting religion. We're insulting peasants. We're just,
Yeah, I would say
Highly
get rid of
unpleasant.
the advantage on the next one.
Yeah.
For
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes, well, thank you, Lord Tamerwin. Thank you, Uncle. We will keep discretion at a maximum, and for now, our plan is to visit Lord Moosover. Can we tell him a little of the plan, that we have some magical backing, or perhaps I'll simply say that this is a group from the Mage College. He, of course, knows who I am.
The most important thing, Squab,
Yes.
is that we protect what we've built. The Tamerwin family was not noble when it came together 700 years ago, but through our skillful protection of magic items and the magic users, through our skillful distribution of only the magic that was necessary to the populace, not growing the profile of magic users too much, not letting the power of magic users attract too much attention, maintaining a safe balance of neutrality.
While he's saying this, Lord Hans is having daydreams of all the huge explosions he's been causing, charming people in front of other people, and floridly using magic across the land, and then bragging about it. He's just thinking about this at his thought level and listening.
Yeah, and he says, "This is the very foundation and nature of House Tamerwin, and I must say, I must ponder this conversation, because you have caused me to act in a way that I find questionable. So we will speak about this again. But you are right. Someone must defend this city and this world."
Yes, and the warriors and the scientists and the clerics have clearly failed.
Yes. They failed by choosing those professions in the first place. Let's make a wisdom save, Daphne, with just flat roll.
Maybe ask him about magic.
11.
You gotta say something.
I think it's like Yep, big failures.
Do I detect sarcasm?
No,
I think I do.
phrase is different in Berkeley.
Oh no, she's simply
I'm just a simple
Bourgognese
commoner.
uncle.
I
Yes, she's a
don't-
commoner uncle.
Oh,
Such things would be on her.
Roll a deception. He rolled a pretty good insight. He thinks you're being sarcastic.
yeah, I only rolled a 3, so it's a 7.
Yes, your sarcasm is not lost on me.
Yes, well. Okay, she's not gonna say that one. Very perceptive.
Yes. Well,
Lord Tamerlane, may I ask? We've only arrived here and we've seen the craters and the creatures. Can you tell us, where did these come from? What happened to the city?
Yes.
You must, with all your knowledge, you must know the origin of all this.
monsters burst from beneath the earth. The soil torn asunder by creatures.
Have you any, has this happened before? Do you know where they came from?
Or maybe in history books.
Do you, from your great knowledge of history and the arcane, and do you know if, what is the protection called again?
The barrier, the triple
Do
barrier.
you know if the triple barrier is still intact, or maybe,
The threefold pact?
yeah, well, and
The magical barrier.
has it somehow the protection frayed such that these monsters can come into our world?
No, as far as I know, the threefold barrier holds firm. But there are many factions within the Mage College that argue over such things. Some who seek to tip the balance and end this barrier. And as he says that, Entrance pipes up and says, yes, if the barrier were ended, Heor could bring...
It's silence.
And,
Snorky, please. Now is not the time.
and Stragian says, silence!
Perfect.
Outrageous religion dropping the barrier. I do not know from where these creatures came or how they could come. As you know, for several hundred years, Greater Elenia has been free of monsters. And these creatures are of some unknown origin. But the barrier prevents creatures from coming from other planes. So I must assume that the barrier has held firm. Or that something has happened of which I am not aware.
Is there any news of Winrar Muirden and his plans to seize power at the Mage College? Welrar Muirden, yes. I'm
Yes.
a commoner, I don't understand these things.
Yes, of course. When I last checked, he was in power there.
Wait, what? Excuse me. Sorry. Your Grace, did you say Welrar Mirden is in charge of the Mage College?
Yes. He's taken over as the High Elder Archmage and imprisoned Fajrul.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Yes, well, he believes that something is wrong with the planar balance, and so the college needs a centralized rule to reinforce the strength of the threefold barrier, and I couldn't be more in agreement on this cause.
I believe Welrar Muirden may seek to harm the barrier or destroy it entirely.
Well, that is the absolute opposite of my understanding.
Well, I still have as one of my tasks to speak with Muirden, and I will do so. Perhaps I will simply tell him that I've been expelled from the house, since he knows my identity.
If you're working on behalf of the city, I think your name should be Hank Squab.
All right, but Welrar has spoken to me as Hans Tamerlane before.
Don't you magic people have the ability to like change your appearance and stuff?
Yes, but Welra Murden will see through this, I think.
Anonymity is at the highest importance in this situation.
All right.
When did
Do not drag Tamerwin's name into heroism.
Understood. We will find another solution to the Murden problem.
You haven't done anything too heroic while bringing back on Trance, have you?
Well,
Your Grace, I can attest to the fact that no, he hasn't.
thank you.
Yes, of course. Always at your service. Fellow commoner.
Is that a deception or a persuasion?
That was deception.
Alright, roll deception.
And think of all the times that I've done non-heroic things. Think about your father.
21. 21. I'm trying to help you.
It is very good. Very good. I'm glad to hear you've maintained neutrality while returning on Trance to us.
Sir.
Ah, yes. Yes, come closer.
I'm good where I am, but it occurs to me I truly
He
don't.
starts casting a spell.
It's like I truly don't know much about learning and this neutrality you speak of. I am but a humble sailor.
Very interesting.
But I do know that when sailing out at sea, depending on the condition of the water and the waves, even to stay your course, sometimes you have to take some action. So just
Do you know that you have every school of magic emanating off of you right now? There's a little bit of conjuration there, a little bit of evocation. Amazing. And it's moving and shifting like a... Yes.
It's interesting.
Yes. Come a little closer so I can understand this a little more.
I'm absolutely comfortable where I'm standing right now.
He gets closer to you. He
But
stands
you
up
are
and
more
gets
than
closer.
welcome to take some action and move closer to me.
He gets closer.
As I'm trying to say,
Oh, very interesting. He starts casting another spell.
This is escalating from Robin to like picturing like veins bulging and eyes bleeding.
but
and
could
like
you
purple
explain to
spit,
me,
like, you're
sir,
just
in
gonna,
your understanding of neutrality, which I don't have a very good understanding of, is not neutrality itself different when there's peace out in the streets than when there's monsters literally killing everybody outside? Is not to be neutral different in both of those circumstances? Because by you're just staying here, you're in effect allowing everybody else to die, which would make you guys de facto leaders by the end anyway.
In other
Do you know
words-
that the magic around you is fey in origin?
I was actually somewhat beginning to understand that.
And this scar on your cheek in the shape of a spoked wheel.
Yeah.
Each one of the spokes glows with a different kind of magic.
Okay, I'm absolutely sure I'm gonna regret this, but I happen to have this moon rock that also has the same pattern as that on my cheek.
He takes it out of your hand.
Any sense of anything coming off of that?
Yes, I must study this. And he goes over to a desk to starts putting it in a drawer.
No, you can't keep that. I
No.
need to hold on to that.
It's important that we study.
I need to hold on to that.
Just for the duration of our mission for the city, it's important for the warrior woman to have her stone, her bauble.
I know it's an ignorant thing of the common folk, but it's a lucky charm for me.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage, and you roll persuasion with advantage. You've been very silent.
I try to speak up multiple times.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. Oh boy. Wait.
You said, what was the thing you said?
Oh, then it makes sense.
Makes sense.
6.
6?
Yeah.
And what did you get?
Dirty 20.
He says, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to hold... Oh.
Yes, Uncle, we can observe it in the field. The warrior woman has a connection with the stone.
Let me
Uses
just,
it. I'll report back to you.
Let me just do one thing. And he takes a little object out and he puts it on a desk and he holds the object over it. Hold on a moment, please.
Yes, of course.
All right. Here's your stone. You all don't see the glowing from the spokes on her scar.
No.
First I've heard of
Oh
it.
my. Would you, let us say, maybe 2,000 gold pieces, if you would like to stay the night here?
That's an indecent proposal.
Oh, not in that manner, no, to study the magic coming off of her face and
No,
her
I know what you were.
aura.
I still say.
5,000 gold pieces if you'll stay the night here,
Sir,
so we can study you.
Uncle, she is needed in the fight for the
yeah,
city.
you have clearly not spent a lot of time outside of the walls of this compound. There is tremendous suffering going on out there that those of us that aren't neutral need to take some action. I could not live with myself to know that I had accepted money while people were dying in the streets from hideous monsters where I could have possibly done anything to help.
Yes, but what if the power of magic were seen to be as superior to religion and performance as it is? Then everyone would want to be a magician or enslave one, as Toth once did. Don't you understand? It is better for us to let them come to us, where we can pick them off using all of our traps and preparations.
But you're in effect using the people of this city as cannon fodder while you wait and prepare.
We're doing nothing of the sort. Now, 6,000 gold pieces to stay here tonight. That is my final offer.
Uncle, I think we must be on our way to the Moosover compound. But first, I think this is the best we can do.
I have no nephew named Hank Squab.
Yes. Excuse me. Lord, great lord. We would ask for one final favor. What was it you wanted to have some equipment to help on our way? Perhaps something that a druid could wield, or one of these adventurers might find useful in combat, or perhaps a scroll for a young mage from the Mage College to peruse and learn at his leisure.
Yes, of course. Well, now that you're back, my nephew, recently added back into the family, would have access to the library.
Yes.
So, Hank Squab, tell him if you see him.
Alright, thank you.
Now, Haslam, you've been really quiet. What's been going on with you during all this?
There's a couple times I try to interject, but you two were just talking really loud at each other, so just stop.
Is there anything you'd like to add now or retroactively?
I was just gonna ask, when did Welmar Muirden become in charge?
Recently, a few weeks ago.
Before or after the cataclysmic event?
Around the same time. He convinced the other elders that because of the murders taking place within the Mage College and the unrest and everything, that there must be a planar imbalance, and that what was needed was a centralized rule to maintain the integrity of the Great Barrier. And so he assumed authority and imprisoned Fadra rule because of all the murders that took place.
You blame Fraudrol for the murders?
Yes. I can't believe that wonderful blue fellow had fallen so low.
Well, I suggest we make a quick trip to the library. We gather our magicians who will be in plain clothes. Perhaps we could split the party and send them on another mission, but take them to House Moosover and see how he best commands them.
Well, maybe they could make their way, hopefully safely, to
Yes.
House Moosover while we
Yes, we ride on our dragon.
ride another dragon.
But yes, first a quick trip to the libraries in order, I believe. I don't know if I can read the fancy scrolls as
These
a commoner.
strange, monstrous aberrations in the city. Welra has actually taken them into the Mage College to study them, so he can find more about the source. I'm sure you were saddened to hear my lack of knowledge about their point of origin. I
Yes.
think Welra seeks to find them out.
Do you have any? So you've heard no knowledge of any vulnerabilities of theirs?
I have not fought these creatures. He looks around his gold trinket-filled
Yeah.
study. I fight through knowledge.
All right.
Daphne, make a Constitution save. I mean, a Wisdom save. We should make a Constitution.
Yeah,
Because
which
it
one
makes
do
you
you
want to barf.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, make a Con save.
That's a natural one.
Okay, let her rip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Let
think
her rip.
okay, like I cannot believe I am sorry. I have tried.
Oh,
I
no.
yeah, right. I think it starts in Burgonese though. Like, so he might speak it, but like it's one of those like, a grasping for the right words just because like stuttering or whatever. But then you thought you were in your ivory tower, and do you know what? If you do not help, the people of this city will remember that you hid behind these towers, and you underestimate the power of the collective and the little person. And another thing, I would like to see one of your fancy mages. Heal the people of the city, or bring back, from the dead one of your fancy heirs, and blah 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 blah. Viva la revolution!
Yes.
Well, I think it's time for you to leave.
Avec plaisir. Just
You have 10 of our mages to help you, and you will refer to them as
Recent graduates of the Mage College?
no,
No.
no.
Henry Squab.
You will refer to them as wanderers who you have taken in over your travels. They are not to be known as Tamawins.
Excellent.
They are.
she's already left, by the way.
They are our groupies.
Yes. Fantastic.
You will have 10 mages to help you, and their identity must not be shared. If any of your identities, Snorky, Hank, and our 10 supporters, are shared with the city, our support will be immediately withdrawn, and we will feign ignorance. Well, goodbye.
Thank you, great lord. And first a trip to the library.
You must ask yourself, Hank.
Yes.
First, you convinced me to do something that is against my very nature. And now, in order to do it, you travel with people who affront my very senses.
Yes.
Are you truly a member of this family?
I will contemplate that question.
Because if you are, I suggest you start acting like one.
But not yet. Until
Yes.
after he's done being
Yes.
squab.
I am humble Henry Squab at your service, sir, and I will take your words into account.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. Whew. Well, we should discuss this once we are outside the magical barrier in full candor. For now, a lovely conversation and a quick trip to the library before we promptly leave.
Oh yeah. Go see Hemlock.
Yes.
Oh.
Ah.
The most attractive non-binary person in existence.
Yes.
And here I thought it would be a surprise. Yeah, you go over there to the library. Outside, Chesley is talking to Paul, who is still invisible, and they are having a lively discussion. And Sir Chesley is patting the invisible dragon on the back. I don't know if I said it or not, but Sir Chesley will go with you as well.
Outstanding.
Yeah. So you walk towards this building that looks like a neoclassical Greek acropolis of teal and gold top columns around a rectangular building that has golden shapes that run around and bounce off each other on a teal surface of this large rectangular prism of a building. Not unlike the whole place is covered in a video screen. There are two giant golden doors that look like they're made from solid gold. And you're welcome to go up to the front door.
Yes. Approach the front door and open it.
And inside, you see Hemlock, the coolest, hippest, non-binary person you've ever seen. And Hemlock is like, "Hey, nice to see you again."
Hemlock, we're on a mission for the house, a confidential mission, and I'm in need of as many scrolls as you can spare.
And Hemlock is like, "Oh, I didn't know we were giving out scrolls to squabs."
Ah, so you've heard.
Yes, I received a message.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm as a humble commoner, I beseech you for any scrolls you may have given to a member in good standing of the house.
Yeah, I can help out this group of people that aren't associated with this place. I mean, I can leave you all alone in the library for a minute while I go to the restroom.
Yes, thank you, great lord.
I also have to go to the restroom.
Oh yeah. Well, there's only one chamber pot in that room.
Oh,
but,
shit.
You can go after me. You want to use the restroom?
Do you have somebody kind of managing the restroom?
Yes, because of his experience.
He has a resume. He's excellently very well qualified.
Oh yeah. No, we don't need that.
Okay.
But it's really nice of you to.
Sure. He increased the efficiency of restroom use at his
Yeah.
last job.
That's really cool of you to bring that up. Thanks.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So, if you want to go to the restroom, you can go first, if you like.
Alright, which way? Alright. Guess I'm gonna just go use the restroom.
Yeah. I feel like I heard something outside. I'm just gonna go out the front door and see what it was.
All right. So I'm going to begin looking through the scrolls as intently as I can.
Okay. Do you know what scrolls you want?
I have no idea what scrolls I want, actually. I have not prepared this, but
Well,
what,
then you will not be able to request them.
what I'm looking for is level 3 spells.
You have fireball, right?
I do have Fireball. Counterspell, actually,
Counterspell is amazing.
You-
is what
Yeah.
I want.
You didn't have an answer ready, so
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Can I spell level 3?
Yeah.
It's the best level 3 spell.
That's good.
Interesting. Okay, in your hasty search during the time that that Hemlock is outside kicking rocks, you discover a scroll of control water.
Okay.
Well, let me find my notes.
I should have asked Strategy for some money.
You're funny these days,
Should have
right?
just robbed him.
Not enough to learn
Maybe later.
learning these spells.
You
Spells
find
later.
a scroll of water breathing.
Mm.
You find a scroll of arcane eye.
Arcane Eye.
And a scroll of
Gosh.
glyph of warning.
Great. It's a nice one.
Glyph of warding.
I just used that with great effect in BD3.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I'm going to stash those scrolls in my bag that I'm wearing on the side of my nondescript tunic that I wear under my clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to wait for Hassan to walk out looking relieved.
Hassan, what are you up to in the bathroom? You just going to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's reading a scroll from the library. Shit.
Alright, what are you up to while he's going for scrolls?
Luna's trying to find a book that she thinks Paul would like.
It's moving so fast.
She just wanted to find just like a book.
I'm
Alright.
thinking something along the lines of the woman who talks about holding things to your heart and then getting rid of them if they don't speak to your heart.
Oh,
but-
Marie Kondo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got that
His
perfectly.
hoarding thing,
He's
yeah.
got that perfectly
Organized.
organized.
Roll investigation or perception, Una.
Let's do. Uh, 15 for perception.
Okay. You find.
But she's thinking along the lines of like, because he was super into like strategy and thinking about stuff and making plans and liking to have people to talk to. She's just trying to keep his mind stimulated.
You find a book called Owl of History.
Ooh. That sounds pretty good.
Jasper, what are you doing?
Can you remember? Did we read Horses of Despair?
I think we did read
We
Horses
did.
Yeah,
of
we
Despair.
did.
And what was it like?
It was that. It was like sad horse.
It was a very sad
stories.
story about a horse.
Yeah.
That was
So-
one of the short stories you read.
Yeah.
So we're in this amazing arcane library with all these highfalutin books. Jasper's going to take Horses of Despair and like kind of put it in among the books.
Okay.
That's fun because Daphne's also hiding something right now.
Did you do anything else?
No.
Okay.
Just on the way out, when she's sure the coast is clear, she's gonna take like old rations from her bag or whatever. They're gonna be nice and smelly and like hide them under like a couch cushion or something. So nothing magic, nothing too sinister, but just enough to be annoying.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. The four of you that are not Lord Hans, roll me a d20 and everybody tell me what you roll.
Sorry, who's those hands?
12.
17.
12.
Only two? I'm not there, okay. Oh, 2. 18 and then bounce.
Okay, so has some on the way back from the bathroom, you find something cool on a shelf.
Cool.
Yep.
This looks cool. what is it?
Hey, Hassan, what you got there?
I don't know. It looks pretty cool
Is that in the
though.
bathroom? Oh, that's really cool.
It was like right outside the bathroom. It looks really cool.
That is neat. Maybe I should go to bed.
Roll me a d20 and 2 d10s and tell me what you get.
2.
Total.
Oh, total? 12.
12 total.
Oh, sorry, 11. 11.
Whoa. Wow. You find a stone of good luck.
Cool.
It's a nice stone.
That is a
Very-
nice stone.
Very pretty.
Yeah,
Just
you
puts,
should.
puts it in his
I
pocket.
think we all need to be buffed a little for this adventure. So that's a nice good luck stone.
It does require attunement,
Sweet.
but it will give you a +1 to all saving throws and ability checks.
Wow.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very nice.
It's like reverse exhaustion.
Yeah, it's exactly what someone with exhaustion needs.
I'm
So,
looking for the one.
As you guys finish hiding crap under the thing,
Mhm.
hiding the book in the thing,
I'm not hiding
finding a
it.
book, taking
Along the
4 level 3 and 4 spell scrolls,
Level 4.
and yeah, who
Who's the
replaced
DM,
Jake
man?
with this generous person?
Monty
Should
Hall,
ask for
yeah.
polymorph.
I don't probably watch it.
If it came up, it would be there,
Yeah.
but it didn't. And then and you find a stone of good luck, and you take a dump. And as you guys are wrapping up your situation, Hemlock comes back in and is like, "Yeah, weirdest thing. There was nothing out there. Went out and looked, nothing there. Well, so anyway, this library is for Tamerwins, and I don't see any Tamerwins here. So you all have got
Yes.
to go."
Thank you, great lord. As a humble commoner, I respect your superiority. Good evening to you.
Thanks for letting me use the restroom.
Not many people call me Great Lord.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'm just a humble peon myself. Anyway, back to the fields where we will toil mindlessly.
Hemlock. Thank you so much. You're very striking. Has anyone ever told you that?
A lot of people have.
I bet.
Yeah. Well, see you later.
Right.
And they close the golden doors behind you.
All right. Is Chesley outside with Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Chesley, have you been told about the plan?
Well, no, I don't get these kind of messages. What are you talking about?
Chesley,
We're talking about coconuts.
We're on a secret mission. My name is Henry Squab. I'm a commoner.
Lord Henry Squab, the commoner.
Yes. And you are to join us, and 10 mages, including Entrants. Or perhaps 10 mages in addition to Entrants. I didn't clarify. But we're on a very important mission. It's of utmost importance. You are not to refer to me as some sort of Tamerwin. I'm Henry Squab, a commoner.
Well, not just you, but
Yes,
Lord
the-
Chesley.
Contracts is
Sir
Norky
Chesley.
Sir
I am not
Chesley.
a lord. I serve the Lord.
Forgive me, Sir Chesley.
Yes.
All the members of who join this effort must temporarily cast aside the colors of House Tamerwin and go incognito.
That would be like plucking the heart from my chest.
Yes. Well, it's
I
what
remember when I was a police officer in the People's Cove, how much it hurt to take off that uniform. But the joy that filled my heart when I joined the Tamerwin family was unlike any I ever felt before.
Sir Chesley,
To take off the teal would be a sad thing.
well,
Sir-
you'll still bear the teal in your heart.
yes. Ah.
I've been called teal-hearted before. Very good. So you wish me to put on some different colors?
Just this is a request and a command from Lord Stragey.
So you need a name too?
Yes, and we'll need to come up with a fake name for you, Sir Chesley. May I suggest Coconut Johnny?
Johnny Coconuts?
I'm sorry. I don't like that name.
All right. Perhaps Paul could come up with a name for you.
Huh. Paul, yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Paul's like, yeah, man, how about lemongrass?
Lemongrass Peabody.
Yes.
All these accents are blending together.
Lemongrass Peabody
It
something.
happens.
Yep, and Sir Chesley's like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll be Lemongrass Peabody. Let me go get my other armor and my other cloak.
Yes, perhaps the chainmail. Yeah. Well, I guess he's wearing a
He's already
chainmail.
wearing
And then I suppose we'll meet the rest of the mages outside the gates. Entrance. Is Entrance still with us?
Call
No.
him Snorky.
Yeah,
I don't-
he's
I'm
Snorky
trying-
McFadden now.
Yes.
Who do you speak of? Is this?
Oh yes, forgive me. I must have been the wind. Snorky. Where is Snorky McFadden gone?
Entrance, aka Snorky, is like sulking.
Snorky.
Yes,
Snorky.
my name is Snorky.
Yes, and what's my name?
Hank.
Yes, Henry Squab.
Thanks,
Yes.
squad.
Snorky, where are the rest of the mages, you think, that will be accompanying us?
We're wasting time. I should be studying how to get in contact with Heel.
Snorky, may I speak with you candidly for a second?
Don't you always speak with me candidly?
This is the only way to get you out of the gates. To get you away from this place. Don't you understand?
Yes, but what are you doing with me? You're taking me to attack monsters?
Perhaps.
I do have my uses, as I've shown you.
Oh yes.
You were there when I cast Misty Step.
Yes.
And the gnome will be very distracting.
Yes, I
to
made
those
an illusion
creatures.
that also produced sound.
Yes.
Visual illusions produced sound.
Snorky, you enthusiastically requested to join our party just a day ago.
Yes.
I know
yes.
things have changed, but please, see in your heart to join us. And where are the rest of the mages, do you think?
Ah, well, I suppose I should gather them up, should I not?
Yes. Gather the finest battle mages you can. The strongest. Someone with counterspell.
10 people will
Yes.
come.
We
Yes.
literally had a person join our Strahd game because we decided that we needed a character with counterspell. Like a new player.
That was a requirement in the.
Yeah,
in
we
the
were like, you can
advertisement.
build literally anything you want, but you have to take
That's
counterspell.
So, as you guys are talking, you see 10 people come up in shabby, nondescript robes. Male and female, tall and short, all human. They, none of whom you particularly recognize as people you know well. They appear to be pulled from the bottom ranks of the Tamerwins.
And are there 10 plus Snorky, or
There are 10.
10 total including
And Snorky does not go get them, they just come up.
Okay.
And one of them, who says his name is Zachariah, and they all address you with their aliases.
Yes.
Zachariah Day says, well, hello, I'm Zachariah Day, and I've been appointed to lead the group of people who
Yes.
are joining you.
Hello, Zachariah, my fellow commoner. We were just enjoying some gruel.
Oh yes, are you the person in charge of this
Yes, my
outfit?
name is Henry Squab, a common man.
We call him Kank.
Yes, think nothing of me. I sleep in the straw, just like you.
Yes, I don't enjoy cleanliness.
Yes, outstanding. We'll get along fine.
Exactly, and I have no money because I am a commoner.
Yes, we are completely poor.
Yes.
In my case, actually true. Well, shall we? So, has Chesley returned? I'm sorry, no. Has Lemongrass returned?
Nope, he's not back yet. But yeah, you've got 10 people in sort of nondescript leather robes
All right.
standing around you,
Well,
looking for direction. And your pass without a trace and your
Illusion.
invisibility are you got 10 minutes on the invisibility and 20 minutes on the pass without a trace.
So how should we?
It's the Eagle Charisma thing.
What?
I casted the Eagle Charisma.
Oh,
Maybe.
To great effect.
no more.
Passes without taste is gone.
Alright, so I'll put some more time then on that because you cast that later. Alright.
all right. Well, I think we'll wait for Lemongrass, the Wandering Paladin.
And so am I right that we will, Paul will take the unnamed arrows
Yes.
to the Mussover compound here in the
Yes.
city.
And then
And,
here's the plan. We will we'll ask Mussover how best to direct these commoner forces.
Right, but they should, should they make their way over to the Mussover compound?
Chesley and Zachariah, and Zachariah, you have a harrowing journey ahead of you. We are making our way to the Mussover compound. We are doing so on Dragonback. You will have to follow on foot, I believe, unless there are those among you that are capable of conjuring magical conveyance, which, in fact, I know that Sir Chesley has fine steed.
Oh, you remember that from growing up?
Yes.
He would take you for rides?
Yes, and his magical steed.
That's great.
Hang on.
In fact, I can tell you many other things about Sir Chesley's character.
It's lemongrass.
Yes, West Lemongrass.
Yeah, so Zachariah responds, as far as I know, I have no method of teleporting us to the Tamawin compound. That is a bit beyond my ability.
Do you feel capable of making the journey on foot, with Chesley with you?
And with the monsters up there,
Lemongrass
yeah.
with you?
I suppose.
Well,
Use
otherwise we
magical means to remain hidden on the way there.
Ah,
You could-
excellent. Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
It's a bit dangerous, but I hope we all 10 make it there alive. If you have a dragon, you could ferry us there
Wow,
That's true.
That's true.
on separate dragon trips.
All right, that's a good idea.
Paul, would you be up for taking a few trips back and forth where we gotta go?
Paul's like, yeah! I'll fly back and forth, yeah! Cool!
Awesome.
It's not going to be invisible for all of them.
Well, I can keep casting.
Yeah, okay.
I still have slots left.
I don't think it matters if he's invisible at this point. Once he gets, everybody here knows.
Well, I'm thinking of the beasts.
Like once we're outside the
But the
gates.
beasts were seeing us anyway, so why would it matter
Sure.
if they saw a dragon?
Well, actually, it might be a good thing to keep under wraps because we don't know.
Oh yeah, and we don't know what's going on at the palace and stuff.
Okay.
We don't know.
At least until
who
post
the,
Mussover.
who the beasts report to. If they report to somebody, it might
Right.
be nice to have an element of surprise. To have a mushroom-addled dragon or something.
You guys have a lot of allies at this point.
Yeah.
I know. I'm a little worried about what you have in store for us. That we have so many allies.
I will say, as the ferrying is happening, shepherding, there's a point at which Daphne's going to approach Hans, and she comes up and starts like, "Henri the Commoner," and it looks like she's about to start to give you shit like she normally does,
Yeah.
but she's actually gonna like reach up because she's short, right, and clap you on the shoulders and do like little Bordenese kisses on each cheek and say, "Well, coming from this blood, you are a far better man than you have any right to be."
Thank you. Are we alone?
I mean, I think probably there's like, I would guess that we're still around, but I'm thinking this is a point at which like the other folks have been
Yeah.
taken.
Okay, so they're going first to the Musovers?
I would think so, right?
I think we'd
Some
go
of the
first.
red shirts?
We should go first.
Okay, well then when we go
Otherwise,
first.
this invisible dragon.
Sure, okay, so then when we go and then when we land, but whatever, when
Yeah.
we're not with the people that would get offended by that.
Zachariah, would you please tell Lemongrass of the plan? Lemongrass, you know, the People's Cove warrior who is wandering with us.
Lemongrass comes walking up, and he's got a grass green cape down to his ankles.
Ah,
That's a cool cape, man.
He says, I do declare. Thank you so much.
Lemongrass, of course, the wandering paladin. Yes, you're looking quite presentable, my friend. Yes, we're using the dragon to ferry the team to the Musovers. Our party will go first and introduce everybody, and then we'll reconvene there and form a plan.
So you got a lot of people, guys. You got Lemongrass, Snorky, 10 other people,
Straight
Wow.
up.
a dragon.
I think it's 3 trips.
Yeah, 10 Tamarin battle mages.
Yeah, you got a lot of people.
Also, these people are going to be. This is like the time of their lives. It's going to be quite an experience.
Yes. Are we on the dragon and leaving our group?
So you guys, just the party is going
Just the
first?
party.
Yeah.
It's the party, but
With Snarky, right?
was Snarky or should he
No,
stay with
let's
me?
leave
Can
Snarky.
you leave him? Okay.
Sneak, I think
He's got to
Yeah.
got his people to command. He'll never,
Okay.
like,
So you're gonna ferry everybody over trip after trip after trip.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you
gonna,
guys are going first, just the 5 of you.
and I'm gonna recast invisibility on the dragon.
All right.
Paul, you want to
Dragon.
stay invisible?
The
Do you like
dragon's
it?
like, man, I'm kind of like want to see myself, you know?
How about just one last time? It's so cool, right, Paul?
I liked it when Una and I were seeing each other.
Oh, yeah. Well, when we get to the Musovers, I think we're going to spend the night there. So, maybe you guys can hang out some more.
Whoa, I don't know if they'll let a dragon in their house, but we'll see.
I mean,
yeah, maybe we'll check
Don't
in
they have
with Una
kind
about
of a
that.
compound?
Yes. Can we speak to each other now freely? We're out of the.
You guys flying? You
Yeah.
5 are
Yeah,
flying?
so
Okay.
then that'll
You
be
get up,
that
you start
happens.
flying.
Great job! Great job
Yeah.
convincing that lord.
Thank you. I now that I have regained my entrance to House Tamerwin, I'm not sure how long I'll be holding on to it. I'm appalled by my uncle's attitude.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in a coup? Like a little light politicking? Maybe Longview. We would have other stuff to do first, but
Yes. Yes,
we could
perhaps.
change in.
I don't know that I wish to sit in the royal seat myself, the high seat, but how could he be so blind? How could he be so blind?
I think
you sound scared.
Henry, it was amazing that you got him to do what he did.
Thank
That
you,
he,
my friend.
That he gave us allies.
I was terrified. I was
Unbelievable.
terrified I would fail this test, and I'm shocked. Yes, that he let loose his fingers to let 10 of my cousins
Well,
head to their deaths.
Well, you are twice the person he is. He is a loathsome fellow.
And I'm glad Antrance got to leave. We got what we wanted.
If that is still what you want.
Yes. Well, for now, I'm happy to simply be a commoner, Henry Squab. Henry Squab. No cares or worries about his insane uncle refusing to help the people of his city.
oh,
Henry Squab simply does his best.
you think
Paul, you
Congress-
hear Paul is like,
Who's this Henry Squab? What are you guys talking about?
This
Ah.
guy's Henry Squab from now on.
Yes, Paul, my new name is Henry Squab, my Boletas name.
Oh, whoa. I wonder what my bolita's name is.
Whatever you want it to be.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a eagle.
Ooh.
Eagle of memory.
And- And Paul, or Eagle, our friend that we
You can
made,
call me Paul.
our great friend at the compound, formerly known as Chesley, is now called Lemongrass.
Okay.
What did you say?
Lemongrass.
Eagle of what?
Eagle of memory.
Oh, memory.
Yeah, 'cause eagles are so graceful and they fly through the sky
Yes,
in your memory. Yeah.
an eagle and a squab, two magnificent birds.
so you 5 drift over the city, beholding the destruction, moving in an eastward manner over the river, and you see the massive crater that's right in front of the castle gates, just south of the castle. One of the 3 craters is right there. Again, a pillar of flame shooting out of it, cracks of lava, and you see this, of course, because you are heading into and over the nobles' quarter, and you see some of the compounds are looking pretty destroyed. They almost look purposefully destroyed, like they've been ransacked, but only some of them. And as you approach the giant gated, red buildinged, rolling meadow-did compound of the Mussover family, you see that it is in perfectly fine shape, and that there are a lot of guards around the gate and around the buildings, and you actually see that the guards have livery of various houses, not just the Mussover houses in the compounds. You see the livery of House Dryston guards. You see the livery of House Nanaranjado. It's orange and black. And of course you see the red with the golden lion of House Mussover. And it appears to be a fortified situation here. As you get closer, you see people calling out and pointing up at Paul, aka Eagle of Dreams, Eagle of Memory, and
Is he invisible?
He's in.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still invisible.
pointing up at the five of you
Five
flying in the
in the
air
air.
like super people.
Uh-huh.
Look at that! And as you get closer to the Mussover compound, that is where we will end our journey for today. First,
Great job.
and no mention of scheduling will happen until we are fully done with our checkouts.
Alright.
Scheduling after checkouts is the new horrible rule by your tyrant DM Jake. And so, raise your hand if you have inspiration currently.
Yeah.
1, 2,
And
I think I did.
3.
Yeah. I don't think we used it.
Didn't use it.
All right. Well, I gotta give you more reasons to use it, I guess. We'll do honorary inspirations, because that's fun. Honorary mechanics inspiration and honorary roleplay inspiration. So you'll do those two, and something you enjoyed about the session. In the horrors of taking something away from somebody else, I really enjoyed the way you guys used enhanceability today to great effect. Let's start with Julie this time.
With me, something I really liked about the session. That's the first one.
Yeah.
I really liked well, I really liked the Doc Brown
yes.
lady and the awesome roles in dancing brilliance of both Hassan and Daphne's helping and being able to do the things.
Yeah.
And visualizing that and how sweet the dlisvery of the medicine to the mom went, and then how sour it went downstairs from the tired bedraggled traveler Hans just fucking getting rude and wanting people's parchment. But I also just loved over here, I just loved the like misdirected where he was trying to do something generous and fun by writing a spell for a kid, but it went so
Yeah, that was great. That was fucking great.
It was like, awesome. It is like, let me be a hero here! And that just caused everything to collapse. It was fucking delightful.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And in those moments where it's like, yeah, the personality or the reality of the situation in the gameplay tests it, like also Daphne not being able to contain herself of how disgusted she was with Stray Jean, and just in an interior role play, in a moment of interior role player character action, I just loved how happy it made me when we were crossing and Paul was like chatting with Sir Chesley like lively, and it made me feel so good because I was like, he was so lonely and he doesn't have any friends, and now he's like out in the world meeting people and getting to talk, making friends and talking to all kinds. He's got a whole posse now, yes, and that's it made me feel really good for him to be like, that's great, he's out in the world, and then admittedly like right now in real time, Una's like writing a dragon still thinking about 6,000 gold pieces and like more information about her magic. This like probably would have died in Stray Jean's house tonight, but she's also like it is fucking with her that she knows that he might have information and that's difficult. And then so things that other players did. I loved Daphne's descriptions and Hassam's. I really just love the description of that. Hassam's like being one step ahead of every time she tells him like I know. Yes, I got it. Was great. And then and I'll just go for technically, I mean, Jasper burning up the invisibility to keep our fucking dragon invisible is huge. As that's been so useful. And then role playing, I think obviously it was Hans's I'm sorry, Hank's shining moment of having his his moment of moral and ethical clarity while still having to play the game enough to get what he wants.
Thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't like that house no mo. As I like Lord Hans's complex arc of becoming more inwardly good while more outwardly a jerk. It's like two diverging arcs of like honesty, right? Like goodness on the inside, but goodness through honesty, but leading to anyway. Your turn.
Yes. Hans is extremely excited to inhabit his new role of Henry Squab. So yeah, role play. Everybody gets it. Daphne's amazing gusto with the poisons and her equally powerful contempt and hatred for the contemptible and hateable Stray Jean. Both excellent. Jasper's interaction with his family and his father after Hans destroyed the beautiful moment of the mother being cured, and Jasper's attempt at diplomacy was superb. Una's Una's interaction with Stray Jean, initially making a heartfelt Mr. Smith Goes to Washington speech that should have been that was perfect and true, and of course fell on deaf ears. And then
he was too busy looking at the magic on her, like watching he cast Detect Magic on her, and then he cast Identify on her, and just like looking at all the stuff and couldn't even hear what she said. The argument was very good.
Yes.
But
his weird lechery for magical knowledge, his obsessive need, Stray Jean's obsessive need for magical knowledge to hoard away for the rest of the world to never see, based on this ancient persecution. Yes, and has some brilliant interaction with the apothecary. Spectacular roleplay from all. The mechanics, I gotta go with Daphne's antidote making. And then, special Lifetime Achievement Award for roleplay for the DM, who not only assayed Sir Chesley, who always understands Sir Chesley's heart, a character that I have actually played, always does him great honor. And also Stray Jean was fucking insane roleplay, insane DM roleplay, because a successful persuasion role required a character that is entirely based on his rigidity and inflexibility to have to come up with a believable way to show some flexibility. A way for an unpersuadable character to be persuaded. It was totally seamless.
Thanks.
Yes.
Technically I could make it so that you can't roll because he's not persuadable, but I want it to be a malleable world to some extent. But I like how he gave in, but he's like, something's wrong here,
Yeah, as a game mechanic, it felt exactly how you wanted to feel. Extremely hard, but not impossible.
Well, thank you.
And I was also glad that I had a lesson of fucking up roleplay earlier, to remember like I cannot fuck this up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I noticed how at the end you were like, "Are you sure we're alone? We're alone, so I can talk." You're like, you fucked it up so many times that you're like obsessively like, "Okay, is anyone around? Are we good? Are we okay to talk?"
Yes, exactly. Or crack a joke. Like, well, no, it's me, Strangey. Your entire plan is now discarded. House Tavern will kill you.
Yeah. Good. All right. Sir?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pretty much everything was said already. But for roleplay, I do feel like Hank definitely like he already has been changing into this Hank character over time, but now there's a name for it.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Squab.
yeah, and it even happened today where he was fucking Lord, where he was trying to help somebody. And then he just fucking like, fuck you, old man. You know, and then he's now like seeing how his uncle kind of does the same thing.
It's a mirror, right?
Yeah, mirroring to him, and you know, we'll see what happens with Hank. I'm very interested. So I'd say that for roleplay. I mean, you both are great with mechanics. I'm gonna give it to Laura just because she reminded me to do enhanced ability to help the group, so I think that was really good. But overall, like everything was super fun, and I am interested to see how this Fire Emblem game that we are playing, building up armies, is going to play out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff going on. Who knows what I'll do? I certainly won't say prior. Okay, your turn.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I have a turn.
Yeah, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go later.
Okay. We've covered a lot of the mechanic stuff, but I do also just want to, this is sort of like mechanics adjacent, but I appreciate poor Hasm just trying to keep people on task of like, you know, chatting and arguing, but like, okay, but we gotta get on the dragon. You know, like, so like being aware of the time and like of the world that is still happening is important. So that's good. There were a couple roleplay things I wanted to highlight. I mean, I loved the Hans tantrum. I know you're talking about as a fuck up, but I loved it. And I mean, Daphne like sort of agreed with that, and Laura thought it was hysterical. But I also thought that it was like, and it's a really nice juxtaposition with that moment at the end of like having this little bit of like an existential crisis. And like, I come back to this week after week, but it really is a lovely arc. So it'll be good to see where he goes. The moment with your mom, Zaft, was really lovely. You know, that's a payoff of a long time, and it's just really great. And I loved it was quick, but I thought it was so sweet that Una was worrying about the optics of what Paul would think if he saw her fight, and that like she's got her own identity issues going on, and like. I think it's like a quieter thing that's happening, but it's also quite interesting as she's coming into her own. And yeah, that we've already highlighted the role play by Jake, but like the pulls of loving Safrine and just finding the Tamerwin guy just the worst was really fun. And yeah, it was a really great 1-2 punch, so it was good.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that we liked the Doc Brown lady, Safrine, because was it between Entrance and Strangey, I was like, oh, my NPCs are lame.
No, and the mother too. Like I feel like you definitely had.
No, and it also, I'm just gonna make it clear that also I don't dislike Entrance. He's fun to bully, right? Like, he's well done. It's just who he is.
I feel like Entrance is gonna get smoked. That's
yeah, probably.
You know, Hassem's really taking into Entrance now. He's liking him more and more.
All right.
Oh yeah. Why is that?
Because he's just like. Because he's like, look at me, I'm doing these things. I'm like, oh, you're doing these things, man. That's great.
Look at the gnome talk. talks.
Look at this.
Yeah, no talks.
I've been working on
Okay.
improving minor
That's
illusion
great.
for one
Yeah.
D&D for
Uh-huh.
next year. I'm play testing it right now. I was gonna say like everything's already been said, but some things maybe that hadn't. First of all, I love the reveal about Welrar Beard now being. I love like the creeping horror of everything that's happened since we, you know, like last session, seeing the map, it was really kind of emotional, and then now the Mage College is under the thrall of Welrar, and seeing also how. Straging is just totally taken in. Oh yeah, no, this is you know, he you know, it was like this whole like how autocracies happen, right? Like chaos and murders, and I will fix it. And I'm just like, how are we gonna fix this? So that was really great. All the different role playing from Jasper's mom to Paul, which is just like favorite recurring character, to Straging, to the apothecary, also to my Jasper's father being like, no, you can't take the parchment, like, and you know, like I don't like that guy, and acting like kind of fatherly. That was, that was great.
You shouldn't hang out with that guy.
Yeah, that guy, I don't know what. Well, now he's somebody different, Dad.
That's right.
All that was fantastic. And then just to reiterate, like the two awesome role plays, I thought was yours with the herbalist stuff.
Oh, thank you.
It was great. It was really fun. And then you know, Tim, all these different aspects tonight of everything you did. And I love how you're like so obviously leaning into the commoner role, like you know, so badly leaning into it. And so it's a lot of fun. And then Julie, I love that Una's metaphor came from her sailing background, even though it fell on deaf ears. And I thought it was really well done. I guess roleplay I'd have to give it to Tim, and then I think I don't mechanics. I think with the all the I kind of feel like it was okay with to have some.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that we had 2 of our quest arcs like complete.
Yeah.
Was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Check mark.
Yeah.
You returned on trance and you medicined the mother.
Yeah.
But both of them were like, okay, but what about Maiden's Burden? And okay, but what about using the mages to save the city? So there's kind of like the next hop for each of those to some extent. I liked something. There was something that I liked that I was going to say. I just liked how it took this turn into everyone's going to have an alias. Like not just Lord Hans, but also Entrance, and then also Sir Chesley, and then also the 10 mages, and
Paul's got a new name now.
The Boletta's name.
Yeah, and then Paul is like,
name.
I'm Eagle of Memory. Yeah, I like that direction because, like you were saying, Tim, this rigid, unconvincible guy. How is he going to be convinced? The only way that he can allow the Tamerwins to help is if they remain anonymous, which thereby supports his need to not put magic at the forefront or whatever, or Tamerwins at the forefront. So, of course, that leads to this completely absurd thing that all of these people have to have pseudonyms to save the world. You guys... You all pointed out all of the lovely things. I enjoyed Haslam's trip to the bathroom. I felt like you were a little bit more silent this time around, but when you participate, it has a big effect, and that Luckstone will be.
I like that it's a Luckstone because he probably found it in the bathroom. He was like, why is this propping up the door? And he just put it in his pocket.
Yeah, so good stuff from everybody. You said almost everything that I could remember. And I am completely mentally exhausted. And this was really fun.
Yeah. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for